Come on, dude. Fucking stupid. To play our game, you have to fucking open our fucking launcher. Okay. Dude. Fucking work. Piece of junk.
Where have
Pitiful.
your journeys taken you?
Very cool. Piece of crap. Awesome. Yeah! Nerf that fucking pirate road. What the fuck? That's just not gonna do. No. Ooh, fucking gross. I want to refresh all these. Hey.
Medivh versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild. Let the games begin.
This is a topic I touch on at least once every 8 or 9 months, roughly, like clockwork, because YouTube is engaged in this bloody struggle against ad blockers. They are very much trying to dissuade people from using them, and in doing so, they've come up with all kinds of nefarious schemes to try and get you to buy YouTube Premium or just disable the ad blocker entirely. So that way you can get served ads, or you're at least paying to not get served ads. They've recently been cooking up all kinds of wacky new ideas here. The most alarming that everyone is pointing out is that they are tinkering with the notion of adding more unskippable ads to the platform. These ads would also appear more often. The boogeyman would be making more frequent stops here with these 30-second unskippable ads. Now, according to Swipe Insight, the ads would be between 16 to 30 seconds exclusively on TV screens, including Smart TV and Chromecast, And also, the 30-second unskippable ads would be rolled out alongside the 6-second bumper ads and 15-second unskippable. The test has already gone well, apparently. Anthony Higman, CEO of AdSquire, claims users will probably watch 30-second ads. I don't know what fantasy land he's living in that's delusional. No one wants to watch 30-second ads, but yes, there are definitely people that do stomach them. But I would argue the vast majority that sit through a 30-second ads are the ones that aren't actually watching the video, like not paying attention to it. No one lucid is sitting there choosing to watch 30 seconds of that ad. They're likely having something on in the background, or it's on the TV and they're not like by the remote, so they don't have a chance to skip it. But it's not something people are like excited about. It's just going the way of cable again, which nobody wants. But unfortunately, that's the way things are going. The 15-second non-skippable YouTube ad format is my all-time favorite, he said. God, that's like ruining Christmas is my all-time favorite, said the Grinch. It's fucking craziness. These can be targeted to keywords and audience, and the user must watch the ad to get to the content they want to watch. Like, he's even just celebrating that it's just really inconvenient and a headache to the users. They have to watch my shit in order to get to what they actually want to see. What a fucking nuisance. The fixation on shoving ads down people's throats as often as possible it's completely out of control right now. And you remember just like a month ago, Netflix announced they're going to start doing AI-generated ads. So now they're going to have like random AI ads start popping up. I think that rolls out in 2026 at some point. And it seems like it's not a matter of if, but when YouTube rolls out more ads and more unskippable ads. Which again, nobody wants. Nobody likes ads. Unless, of course, they're cheeky ads. Go to usecheeky.com right now and get the best soap in the universe that we made. See, that's an effective ad. 5 seconds. That's it. That should be the standard for fucking video ads. And I've had no problems with just skipping after 5 seconds. That's fine. I hate the way Twitch does ads. Like, I've sometimes the full 3-minute ad break hitting you all at once like a knuckle sandwich to the nose. But that is the way of advertising right now for a lot of these businesses. And it must be working, otherwise they wouldn't keep doing this and shoving it down people's throats. It seems like no matter how much they inconvenience users, they're not actually taking any hits. It must be profitable, and it sucks. It just keeps getting worse. And YouTube's been doing some embarrassing, scummy tactics to try and get users to turn off their ad block, or try and push them to forking over those clams for YouTube Premium or YouTube Premium Lite, which also has ads on Premium Lite, which is apparently expanding their ads as well, according to new information on that program. But that's a different topic entirely. YouTube's tried things like trying to shame you into it, wiggling its finger saying, no, 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 this is naughty behavior, and they'd flash up a thing like when you tried to watch a video with an ad block on saying, YouTube doesn't support ad blocks, this is against the Geneva Convention, it's illegal, you're going to prison and hell, in fact super hell. Not even Dante found this level of hell. The ad block section, the worst one for the worst fucking fiends like you guys. But of course that didn't work. Most people still weren't going to turn it off. So YouTube's doing something a little different right now to combat these ne'er-do-wells still using their U-block and all of that. And some of you may be experiencing it right now. It's when you click a video, it won't load for a little while. Sometimes it'll also just crash when watching. The one I've been getting is the experiencing interruptions. Let me show you what it looks like. This is me on just the normal ad block a lot of people use. As you can see, they've already found a way to breach this with ads. Luckily, these aren't intrusive, but the call's already coming from inside the house. So I want to do a little checkup on my boy Don Gorski here, the guy who eats like 2 Big Macs a day for the last 50 years. He's already made it 34,000 Big Macs. I want to check out this video. And look at what you get. Absolute dog shit. It's by design. The enshittification is on purpose. As you saw, the experiencing interruptions, find out why. Let's go ahead and click that so you can see exactly how the sausage is made. It's about the ad blocks. When you go through here and you start looking, they're making it worse, the performance of the platform worse on purpose for those that use an ad blocker. It's a damn shame. I also can't help but get a little silly grin on my face reading this. Check your extensions, including ad blockers. That might be the problem. Check whether your browser extension that blocks ads are affecting video playback. As another option, try opening YouTube in an incognito window with all extensions disabled and check if the issue continues. It might be those pesky ad blockers. They are known to completely tank video performance randomly on YouTube. It's so odd. I really think you guys should stop using them. That is, if you want to watch videos seamlessly and smoothly. It's very likely your ad blocker. They're pretending like they don't know. They're doing it on purpose. They've done this before, too. We've had like a very similar song and dance with YouTube in the past when it came to the ad blocks. The point is, they don't like you using it. They would rather you navigate their website with the condom off. And I made a whole video going over using the internet without an ad block. It's foul, to say the least. The main bulk of the internet treats ads like Bonnie Blue treats penis. Like, there is just all over the place, everywhere, and it doesn't stop. Look at how unusable this website is. Like, I understand it's Daily Mail. Like, this is about as low as it gets. But this is just the epitome of modern internet usage without an ad block. This exact format is repeated on so many other sites. And in some other sites, you'll even have, like, the banner ad up here, and you don't even get to see the article. But just look at this. Auto-playing ads out the wazoo. Some of them just repeated. It's craziness. You cannot use the internet without an ad block. I personally think it should be illegal to have a website set up the way Daily Mail does, and so many others like it. And it should also be a big no-no, like frowned upon, if not illegal, to try and convince people to turn their ad block off by giving them a worse experience on purpose, like punishing them for using it. It is a necessity to have an ad block. It is like a basic human right when it comes to the digital age to have an ad block installed on your system. Another very crazy thing about all of this, at least to me personally, I find it fascinating, is YouTube is so focused on ads and like trying to bring down ad block. That's the villain in their anime. Yet they let any ad fly on this platform. I just made a video about those AI robot dog ads that keep getting served to people on YouTube and how they're an actual scam. When you try and place an order, what you get is nothing like what's advertised, and it's not even a real product or ad in the first place. Those kind of AI ads that aren't actually even real, they're just full-blown scams, they're running rampant right now. Also, there's just blatant porn sometimes that comes through on YouTube, like full-blown. There's also sometimes those like 2-hour ads, which is like someone just doing like a Minecraft Let's Play. Like, there is no vetting process at all, it seems, for ads in the first place. So sometimes, if you're not using an ad block and you don't have YouTube Premium, YouTube might just get you scammed. YouTube might just get you actually out of money on your end through fraudulent business practices that are being served to you. It's like, it's not even safe to use YouTube without an ad blocker. Yet, they're trying to get you to do that by making the platform run worse. It's so low. I really cannot stand it. But anyway, I'll stop yapping about it. This is just a topic that rears its ugly head pretty often because YouTube is so fixated on it. And you hate to see it. That's really about it. See ya.
Welcome back to the Papa Me channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming in and sit on down because today we're talking about the crazy world of organ donations. If you ever had to go in for surgery, you'd know how stressful it can be. I mean, medical procedures are necessary but often scary part of life. I always think I'm going to be in that very small case of people who go under anesthesia and they never come out of it.
Oh, no, that scares me.
That freaks me up, man. Apparently it doesn't happen a lot, but I'd be a statistic.
I'm worried about my dogs never waking up.
There are numerous procedures that one can undergo, but one of the most vital is organ donations. This operation has saved millions of lives since its inception and has people waiting for literal decades for a chance at getting an organ. However, not everything is as perfect as it seems. Hospitals are typically seen as a safe place, but sometimes they can be someone's worst nightmare. Today, we're going to explore the world of organ donation to see how bizarre it can really be. First up on our docket is animal organs. Typically, most organ transplants are human to human, but because there's a limited supply of human organs, doctors have resorted to animals instead, or xenotransplantation.
Xenotransplantation.
Xenotransplantation. Xenotransplantation. You get animal stuff and you put it in a human. I feel like I was born with a pig heart or a quail heart. I feel like my heart is too small for my large frame.
A little Grinch heart.
I do have a little Grinch heart, and I have to be so evil to make it big. That's how I survive every day. It's just science. But xenotransplantation is the practice of taking an organ from one species and placing it in another. Which, if that's the case, then too, could I be like, I just have enough money, I'm gonna just put a human heart in my cat? This happened with an Alabama resident, Tawana Looney. Great name.
Yeah.
Tawana Looney. Oh, dude, call that boy Looney Tunes? Hell yeah. Who originally donated one of their kidneys to her mother in 1999, and 2 years later lost another one after a pregnancy complication. She had been on the donor wait list since 2017, and due to her high levels of antibodies, she was likely to never receive an organ donation, as the likelihood of her body rejecting it were extremely high. But in 2022, she got the opportunity to skip the wait list and try out a gene-edited pig kidney, a procedure that only 4 others have ever tried at this time. Which I would say too, if that's your only chance of survival, I'd be like, fucking put a pig kidney in me, dude. I wouldn't give up. Put a skunk in me.
What's weird?
A whole skunk. Let him roll around in there and see if he can squirt some good juice on me. I don't know.
I thought they were already doing, like, they said, like, oh, I have a pig heart, but apparently they've been doing pig valve transfers.
Oh, so it isn't a full heart, it's just the valves.
This is actual, yeah.
Well, no, I know. The pig kidney's the full thing. Yeah, because people say, oh, I have a pig heart, but no, it's just the
It's
tubes.
just the valve, yeah.
The guinea pig tubes crawling around. And on November 25th, 2024, just of last year, the organ transfer was surprising success, and her new kidney lasted around 130 days before the body began to reject it. Which, to be fair, almost a whole year, whereas before I feel like it was instantaneous. So I would still consider that a success. I'm guessing because of that, do you think it's just going to be like you just have to come in and keep replacing it? I mean,
imagine doing open, like,
God, I feel like it would just fuck you up. I don't know.
can you keep
Brutal,
cutting
man.
the same spot over and over again?
Well, I mean, would you have to continuously
I
do
think
new
so.
spots? You'd have to. Brutal, bro. This is a record-breaking achievement, as the other 4 patients' bodies usually rejected the pig kidneys only 60 days after receiving it. As of today, Looney had the kidney removed and is on dialysis, but her story proves that there is some potential in xenotransplantation. But not all animal transplants are successful. Some can turn deadly, like 57-year-old David Bennett, who had been diagnosed with terminal heart disease. And in an effort to save his life, doctors replaced his heart with that of a pig's.
There you go, pig heart.
The surgery was successfully performed in January of 2022, but only 2 months later, he suddenly passed. Unbeknownst to David, the organ he received had a virus called porcine cytomegalovirus virus, which is usually only contractable in pigs, which is fucking crazy because there's no way doctors are looking for a pig disease inside of a human. Following his death, his family questioned how such a tragedy could occur. Doctors responded that the heart came from a lab-grown pig and admitted that they were unsure how the infection slipped through, which I would say too. You couldn't get me on a grass-fed pig? You gotta be a test tube piggy? That's man. Neither the hospital nor the doctors who performed the surgery faced any legal problems because of the FDA's compassionate use rule, which allows for experimental treatments for conditions with no other options. Which, to be fair, it's like, we're gonna sue them for trying to help you out? I mean, what the
Yeah, it's like a last-ditch effort.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
You're at the bottom of the list, buddy.
Even though, to be fair, I would take the fucking test tube gub piggy and I'd be like, throw the motherfucker in a 3D printer, whatever you have to do to figure out if there's anything wrong with it, you know what I mean? I like to think it's like a black and blue. They're like, well, they just put it in the guy. I don't know. But for decades, doctors have also explored the use of animal organs for their potential anti-aging properties, with some even experimenting with transplants in hopes of rejuvenating the body and extending human life, which I find that to be weird because animals die so much faster than humans, unless they're just like, you're gonna be the first crustacean man. It's like a Fly movie, but you're just like all lobster and you're walking around. Why? Walking the earth forever. I want to die. Even back in 1920, French surgeon Sergei Abrahamovich Voronov began experimenting with the effects of transplanting animal testicles into human bodies for medical purposes. Sure. This idea actually came from another doctor named Charles Edward Brown Seguard. What the f*** are these names? Who had injected himself with ground up guinea pig and dog testicles. Huh? He was hoping to slow down the aging process. How did you come to that, Doc? Put it in a blender with the guinea pig and the testicles and I'll drink it right now. What are you talking about? Or what if that was the first collagen?
Oh, yeah, putting it in
Your
his
face looks huge. It's like swollen. He's just like, thank you. I feel great. He claimed that his urine jet stream quadrupled. I need to reread that. He claimed that his urine jet stream quadrupled. His bowels moved more regularly, and he was filled with energy. So basically, he's just like, I piss harder, I shit more, and I feel getting on top of the moon, dude. I feel on top of the world! But unfortunately, 5 years later, Charles sadly died.
Wonder why.
But through Charles' work, Sergei saw inspiration and got the brilliant idea to graft thin slices of chimp and baboon testicles into his patient's scrotums, hoping to see similar effects, as one would. And surprisingly, after a few attempts, he was successful. His patients claimed having higher sex drives, better eyesight, and improved memory, and even lived longer. His practices gained so much popularity that some soccer teams in the 1940s, such as Portsmouth Football Club and Wolverhampton Wanderers, utilized its practices to improve their players' performance. However, following the 1940s, the surgery lost credibility and it fell into obscurity. I wonder why. It feels weird that it had some positive stuff. Do you think they were just like, we can't keep doing this to the baboons?
It might have been. I was gonna say it might have been placebo effect. Man, I feel good.
It probably was a placebo effect thing. They're like, you have chimp in you now. And they're like, I'm stronger. They just gave them confidence, basically. Yeah. But using animal organs is just the beginning when it comes to dark and complex world of the organ donation system. There are far more weirder donation stories out there. And although organ transplanters are now considered routine surgeries, each patient's experience can vary differently, right? We all know about your routine kidney transplant or your heart transplant, but what about womb transplants? Now you could do that. I didn't. I mean, a Scottish woman by the name of Grace Davidson was born with a rare condition called Mary Rotansky's Hauser syndrome.
That was pretty good.
I tried. Whatever. But it causes the womb to not fully develop, meaning she couldn't have kids on her own, which probably bummed her the f out, dude. I want some little tykes running around. That's pretty good Scottish accent, right there. Well, she's Scottish. I'm Grace Davidson. I want some poops running around, but I can't because of that Sesame syndrome in the head. Is that good?
That was really good.
All right, thank you. Luckily, her sister Amy didn't have this condition and was able to have 2 children on her own. So, when she met her husband and decided they didn't want more kids, Amy graciously donated her womb to her sister Grace, hoping she could successfully start a family. And in 2023, doctors successfully transplanted the womb into Grace, making the first of its kind. This resulted in Grace's first child, Amy, with many calling it a miracle, which is fucking crazy. At the same time, does that mean that it's technically her sister's kid? Or no?
Because the ovaries are where the eggs are produced.
Oh, so the ovaries and stuff, the eggs and stuff are still hers,
just
but the
womb.
Actual fucking like nest that the baby grows in. I see.
So the egg is hers and
The nest. The fish trap. The fish net that is known as the woman's vagine womb. That's where it is. She's just like, take my parts, I don't need them. It's like a muffler. Car runs fine. Whatever. Since then, there have been 50 babies born through womb transplantation, and Grace hopes to donate her sister's womb back after she has her second baby. Bro, I'd be like, keep it. You know what I mean? What the you can keep it. I'm good.
I know, I thought that was so weird.
Yeah, have it back. I don't want it anymore. I had it at first, but now I don't know what the hell that I don't know what accent that was. Just as with any surgery, there is always a risk that something could go horribly wrong. It's the funnest thing about you have to go to surgery. I'm gonna die. You know how many times it's been something too where it's just like it's a routine surgery, it's easy. It's like he didn't make it. How fucking horrifying that is.
There's a 1% chance of happening.
God, dude, my grandma too. That crazy old bitch. She's had like so many. She doesn't give a. Put me under. Like her knees. Put me under. I don't care. It's like that old head where they're just like, doctors are doctors. They're perfect. You're like, I don't trust them. You know what I mean? I'm fucking horrified of going to the doctor. Like having a surgeon transplant a deadly cancer into your body. In 2019, a 69-year-old Arizona man went to Maya Clinic to get a liver transplant after suffering from severe liver cirrhosis, excessive drinking. My future, it's gonna be fun. And he also had liver cancer. Initially, the surgery went fine, and the organ was successfully transplanted. However, 4 months later, doctors noticed that there were 2 large masses in the new organ that they transplanted. After closer investigation, it was discovered that the donor had more advanced and aggressive forms of lung cancer that spread to his liver before the donation. This fact was never caught before the liver was put into the 69-year-old patient. And unfortunately, because the cancer had spread throughout the patient's body, he was unable to get another liver transplant and died just a few months later. So you had cancer before, we thought we removed it, but we gave you worse cancer. We goofed. But I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to doctors fumbling the bag. In the UK, a doctor caused multiple patients to become ill and another to die because of his medical malpractice during an organ transplant. This event took place in 2015 when a surgeon was removing organs from a deceased donor and accidentally nicked the stomach, causing its contents to spill all over the rest of its internal organs, which I want to say doesn't sound like a little nick. It sounds like he was like, and Chipotle and everything just started spewing. He's like, ah, like curry and everything. No! He had to start scooping it out of the stomach. And instead of following standard procedures, the surgeon didn't report the error and allowed the now slop-covered organs to be transplanted into the other patients. So imagine a giant piece of like Chipotle honey chicken and brown rice just being like, all right, and then just like you're like, hello?
Hello.
What?
Hi.
Brush that off.
His gloves onto him. All right. I mean, what the f is going on? And this resulted in dangerous consequences. No. One patient received a contaminated organ that had a fungal infection called Canidia which caused him to have an aneurysm and pass away. The guy had like a piece of zebra cake on his fucking organ, and he's just like, and then just short-circuited and died. Dude, it is fucking I mean, like, this is an obvious statement. Like, this is obvious, I get it, but it is frightening how fragile the human body is. Like, the brain. Like, all we have is a fucking skull.
To protect it? Yeah.
I don't know when. I see, and I'm such a hypochondriac because I think about this now and see I'm already like my brain. It feels tense. Like I'm like, here it comes.
The aneurysm?
The aneurysm, here it fucking comes.
Sometimes I feel one coming.
Banana. Because I'm like, think banana and say it. Banana. One. It's a horrible video I did, dude. I'm scared now. I'm frightened. I'm frightened. It's not funny. I'm fucking freaked out. Another patient received an infected kidney that put them into a coma.
The great outdoors.
You recording? Put them into a coma and forced them to be on dialysis for a year, getting 16 blood transfusions. Oh my God. This kidney would later be removed due to how infected it was. Oh, did they finally get around to it? You know, it's like stomach's like huge, whatever. Well, I guess we should take out the kidney. It's been about a year. A third patient received the other kidney and experienced similar complications. The doctor who removed the organs was a student at Oxford University and never lost his medical license. All the people in the UK are like, he's still out there? While these tragic cases highlight the devastating consequences of negligence and... Sorry. Jesus Christ.
You do bump?
No. While these tragic cases highlight the devastating consequences of the negligence in organ transplantation, the world of organ donation can also take unexpected and deeply personal turns. Imagine giving your kidney to the love of your life, just for her to leave you and take your kidney with her. All right? That would... that'd be the time where I'm like, give it back. Give it back. I'm taking it back. You get half of everything, chop the fucking kidney in half and give half of it back to me. That's what I'd say. One doctor lived this exact tale and fought to recover his kidney. Good man. Dr. Richard Batista gave his kidney to his wife in 2001 after her kidneys began to fail. Once he found out he was a match, he gave her one without question. But 4 years later, he found out that his wife was cheating on him and filed for divorce.
I saved your life, and this is what you do.
I give you a fucking kidney! And she's just like, I don't know. He still doesn't know how to really reach back there and get it. Thank you, neighbor, or whoever the fuck she was sleeping with. Oh my God. It's normal for couples going through divorce to fight over possessions, but Richard was determined to get his kidney back because he's a fucking Chad. So he took his wife to court and demanded that she either give him the kidney back or pay $1.5 million. Yes! The story was so ridiculous that the news outlets picked it up and provided coverage for everyone to watch. And it wasn't until 4 years after the initial divorce had been filed that a Supreme Court judge denied his request. Boom! Stating that the kidney was a gift and therefore he could not get it back. Okay, was it a gift or was that he just being like, you're gonna die, I'm gonna help you out? You fucking kidding me? That's bullshit. I'd be like, pay up, pay the piper, bitch. You know what I mean? She probably has like some like little buck-toothed kid now from this new guy.
Yeah.
Do that, and I'm like, also, you have to drown your child in a river.
No, I take the kid's kidney.
That's such a good idea. Oh my god. Drown the kid or give me his kidney. That's only fair, because either let him die or give me his kidney.
And then when he does die, you still get his kidneys.
Grabbing that little motherfucker, reeling him in, cutting that bitch open myself. That's only fair, Nick.
He's a doctor.
All right, keep the money. I don't need money, that's fine. I want my fucking kidney, though. And I'm getting it from you. The kid's like, guess what? Mommy's a whore. That's what I'd say. Mommy's a fucking little slut. The new guy's like, yeah, she is. I love you, girl. She's like, I feel great with this kidney. She's probably flaunting it, too, and shit. Oh, my God. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
I bet he's thinking about his kidney getting by that guy.
Oh, my God. The guy's fucking jisms and spit, all kinds of stuff, just swimming past being like, you know what I mean? Doing the drill drive-bys. Whatever. That would fuck me up, dude. Also, your kidney, like, fueling that new guy's baby? Oh, my God.
Do you think he's done back shots on the kidney scar?
Oh, absolutely. Slapped and and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like ripping out. She's like, stop. He's like, yeah, I don't. New handle. We need to make patron saints for the channel, and I want to say right now, Dr. Richard Batista is a patron saint of this channel. What? Am I wrong? He got f***ed.
Here.
I would fucking happily. You know what? Next time something happens, I'm flying to that motherfucker. Take my fucking kidney. Take it. I'm fat as shit. I drink a lot. I don't know how valuable it is, but still you can have it. Put it in a glass jar. I don't give a fuck what you do with it. What are we talking about? Then there's the story of one man's life hitting rock bottom after losing his penis. Not just one time, but twice.
What the fuck?
In 2005, a 45-year-old Chinese man lost his penis in an undisclosed accident that, according to his surgeons, quote, left him with a small stump, unable to urinate or have sex normally. I killed myself. At the request of both the man and his wife, doctors performed a penis transplant using the organ from a 22-year-old man deceased donor. Awesome. That young dick, too. Good for him, man. He's like, look at him now. Slapping against his thighs. Yeah, between his legs. He's like, take me down to Coco. The surgery was a huge success. See? Huge success. As it was the first ever transplanted penis. 2005 was the first ever transplanted penis. Man.
Yeah, I was learning a lot. I was like,
that's
I thought
insane.
we already did this.
Wow, you would think that they've been doing that forever. All right. Doctors reported that there was no signs of rejection and that everything functioned normally. However, after the man returned home, his wife began to psychologically reject the new organ and insisted it be removed.
Do you think it was too big, a different shade of color, or weird looking?
I don't care. How often are you actually like mean mugging that motherfucker, like looking at it? Lights usually off, you're underneath the cover. I mean, how would you psychologically reject?
Do you think it winked at her?
I'm gonna have to get this Chinese guy. We might have two patron saints back to back. Yeah, she probably was looking at it. She's like, no, like a yokai or something was like, I don't know how she got that, whatever. But she insisted that it be removed. Not long after the transplant, he underwent another surgery to have it removed to make his wife happy.
Women, man. Women.
What in the is going on, Nick? Am I fucking going insane? Hello? Are these the two greatest men on earth? Because how many times would other guys would be like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
We're done then. Are these the nicest men to ever live? Hello?
Well, what's crazy is like this is the first time it's ever happened. It's like, well, what if it doesn't work?
You're the first case in recorded history. Yep, well, your penis works fine. You can get an erection normally. And he's like, this is a miracle. I don't like it. Take it off. I'd be like, how about you put a fucking gun in your mouth? Is that too much to say?
No.
That's
appropriate, yeah.
That is... This has made me... I'm sad. Like, I'm scared. I'm sad. This is too many... There are many different ways and reasons why people undergo organ transplants, but not everyone consents to having their organs removed. And in many places around the world, some people profit from harvesting organs by working in organ trafficking rings. rings, which I know there's the meme of like, oh, I went down to Tijuana, I woke up in a bathtub filled with ice and my kidney was gone. Whatever. I know that's like kind of a meme. I feel like it was a meme. You don't see it as much now, but that was a thing.
In the 90s, yeah.
Yeah. Around the world, thousands of people either go missing or are found dead due to being trafficked for their organs, often referred to as the red market. Human organ trafficking rings are international groups that target children, tourists, and the weak for their precious organs that sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars a pop. I mean, it's fucking crazy. Like in Pakistan, when a 14-year-old boy went missing and was later found alive on an operating table.
Let the games
I feel like I've seen this in like 24 or something.
Something like that. Well, I feel like a lot of these stories, these are real stories, and then just like shows steal them for premises. You know?
Yeah.
Pakistani police raided an underground lab suspecting an operating organ trafficking ring and found a boy who had been missing alive without his fucking kidney. And according to reports, this ring would lure in young children with this prospect of a good paying job, only to drug them and take them to an underground lab to take their organs. They were selling these organs for around 900,000 rupees, or approximately $4,000 a piece. And following the raid, 6 men were arrested, and police believe some doctors who worked for the ring are still at large today. How fucking sad is that too? 14-year-old kid, for a good paying job, he's like, I just want to work. Gets lured in, and this fucking kidney gets taken.
That's fucked.
At that young of an age, to be that like forward going and like, oh, I want a good paying job, whatever, it's just, ugh. Also, $4,000, that's all you're selling for? No fucking wonder, dude. People are buying those up like crazy. What the Some of the people were selling it for hundreds of thousands. $4,000? Word? Almost 1 million fucking rupees? Goddamn, man. That's... In Nepal and Mozambique, a group of Catholic nuns had been dealing with human traffickers for years. The traffickers repeatedly tried to abduct children from the nuns' orphanage and even ambush them after they worked with police to expose the group. The nuns believed that the traffickers were taking these children and harvesting their reproductive organs for powerful magical charms. And so they went to the police to try to stop it. Before the group made progress, 53-year-old nun Dorothy Danger was found strangled and beaten outside her home. Her fellow nuns knew it was the work of a trafficking group, yet police and government officials did absolutely nothing. And to this day, nobody has been arrested for the death of Miss Danger, with many believing her death was part of a cover-up, and organ trafficking remains a big problem in Mozambique. Which I just want to say this too, actual saint.
Yeah.
3 fucking saints in one video, by the way. That's, I mean, my God. Organized crime rings can be scary, but in the world of organ donors, things can get much, much darker. Here are some of the most macabre tales of organ donations. One of the most common fears for people going into surgeries is waking up in the middle of it. For one man, this was a reality. In October of 2021, TJ Hoover was rushed to the local hospital after a drug overdose. Believing he was brain dead, surgeons at the hospital rushed his body into the intensive care to begin inspecting his organs for donation. His sister Donna, who took him to the hospital, watched helplessly as her brother was wheeled past her. She saw his eyes darting back and forth and tears streaming down his face as he was taken into the operating room. She quickly reported this to the staff, but was told it was a common reflex. But that was far from the truth. TJ was laid and sedated on the operating table, only to wake up and begin thrashing and screaming while in the middle of a cardiac catheterization, which is a simple, non-invasive procedure. As soon as they realized that he was alive, all work stopped and he was removed from the room for re-examination. Following the event, multiple staff who were in the room either quit or requested therapy due to how traumatic the event was, which I could see. That would... Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
TJ never fully recovered from this accident and has to have his sister be his legal guardian for the rest of his life.
That's like a big fear too. I feel like...
Oh my God, that's all I hear. People sitting there and they kind of like wake up and they look down and see their organs being removed from them or like see their self like cut open. I think psychologically you would never, that would f you up forever too. Some organ recipients may experience changes in their personality or preferences after receiving an organ. For one man, it changed a lot more than just his personality. It changed his life. Sonny Graham had only a short time to live due to a congestive heart failure when he got a call from a nearby hospital saying that there was an available donor. The heart came from a 33-year-old man named Terry Cottle, who tragically took his own life with a gunshot to the head. Soon after receiving the call, Graham went to the hospital and had his heart replaced. Feeling grateful, he contacted Mr. Cottle's widow and over the next few years fell in love and married Mrs. Cottle.
What?
There is some devious organ donor shit in this deal. This is crazy. I mean, all seemed well until April 1st of 2008. Sonny Graham took his own life by shooting himself in the head, just like his heart donor did. Friends and family said that he showed no signs of depression and were taken off guard by this tragic event, especially Mrs. Graham, who had now widowed the exact same way for the second time.
That's actually
life.
That's like a big fear too. I feel like
Oh my god, that's all I hear. People sitting there and they kind of like wake up and they look down and see their organs being removed from them, or like see their self like cut open. I think psychologically you would never, that would f you up forever too. Some organ recipients may experience changes in their personality or preferences after receiving an organ. For one man, it changed a lot more than just his personality. It changed his life. Sonny Graham had only a short time to live due to a congestive heart failure when he got a call from a nearby hospital saying that there was an available donor. The heart came from a 33-year-old man named Terry Cottle, who tragically took his own life with a gunshot to the head. Soon after receiving the call, Graham went to the hospital and had his heart replaced. Feeling grateful, he contacted Mr. Cottle's widow and over the next few years fell in love and married Mrs. Cottle.
what?
There is some devious organ donor shit in this deal. This is crazy. I mean, all seemed well until April 1st of 2008. Sonny Graham took his own life by shooting himself in the head, just like his heart donor did. Friends and family said that he showed no signs of depression and were taken off guard by this tragic event, especially Mrs. Graham, who had now widowed the exact same way for the second time.
That's actually
A little suspicious.
yeah,
Is that not? She's like, I can't believe it again.
a little Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, dude. Courtney Love action. Who knows?
There's actually like a pretty big theory that sometimes personalities or DNA can transfer with organ donors.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird. I mean, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard, yeah, personality or even like physical traits, like even like fingernail biting, like weird quirks and stuff from other people that you can pick up just from like getting like a body part from them. How fucking crazy is that, man? It's almost like a possession.
Oh, that would actually be.
That'd be kind of a sick movie. TM, trademark me.
Yeah,
That's mine.
get a donor's heart.
You get a donor's heart and you end up getting possessed by his fucking spirit or something. Write it down. Write it down, Nick. Harvard Medical School is one of the most prestigious schools in the nation, if not the world. And hundreds of individuals donate their bodies to the school, hoping their gift will aid the students in medical education. However, behind the scenes, a darker story was unfolding. Cedric Lodge was the manager of the Harvard Medical School morgue for nearly 30 years. And during his tenure, he managed all cadavers coming in and out of the Atomical Gifts program. But he also turned his profession into an illegal business. For over half a decade, Cedric and his wife would regularly steal bodies and organs from the morgue and sell them on their New Jersey home to clients across the nation.
Good side gig right there.
That's you're already working at Harvard. He's just like, I need more cheddar. How the f do you get in that game? We could sell these.
Well,
You
he
know what I mean?
probably, he probably looked at them. These organs, they're
They're
perfect.
throwing them away.
What?
There's gold bricks inside these people's bodies. Sometimes their clients would drive up and meet him in the Harvard morgue, while others received their orders through the U.S. Postal Service. One client from Pennsylvania ordered multiple heads and brains and paid for them over PayPal using PayPal description like head number 7 and brains. How f***ed up is that?
I was gonna say that's like Venmo, you know, because it's like a social media
Yeah, it's
app.
probably just emojis of a guy's head and then like one that's like a brain or like a guy like. A different buyer, Katrina McLean, owned a horror shop named Cat's Creepy Creations and regularly bought parts from Cedric for her store. And some items purchased included a tongue and 2 dissected faces. After his heinous acts were revealed, Cedric was quickly arrested and charged with interstate transportation of stolen goods and conspiracy to commit interstate transportation or stolen goods crimes. What? Each carrying a 10-year prison sentence and a $250,000 fine. As for his wife, Denise, she faced similar charges. In the end, the couple would plead guilty and accept a plea deal in March of 2025. Both are currently awaiting their sentencing.
Yeah, this is a brand new story.
That's this fucking year. It's insane. Harvard isn't the only morgue having issues in America. An Arizona man donated his mother's body to science, hoping they would use her brain to help research a cure for Alzheimer's. Jim Stauffer was trying to move on from his mother's death. He had just received her ashes and believed that her body was being put to good use after her death. That was until a Reuters report showed him that the company he donated his mother's body to, Biological Resource Center, actually sold his mother to the military without his consent. Buckle up, because this is going to be extremely funny. After hearing this news, Jim dug a little deeper and found that his mother was strapped to a chair and put through a simulation to see how IEDs affected soldiers. The U.S. government blew up his mom! Which I just want to say this, do that with me, please. That is fucking awesome.
I was gonna say I would like to be like, if I die, I want my body to be thrown.
Blow me up, dude.
Throw me in a tiger cage at a zoo and like let kids like watch me get eaten.
Oh my god, dude. Jesus. You really want the kids to watch it? You're like, let the kids watch.
They do that with like other animals. They feed them to the tigers.
In addition to Jim's mother, 20 other bodies were sold to this government program at about $6,000 a piece. Cheap, bro. The whole body, like that pussy is used up. All without the family's consent. And in 2014, the FBI would raid the BRC building after connecting it to a human organ trafficking case a few years earlier. And nothing could have prepared the agents to what was inside. Buckets of legs, arms, and heads, male genitalia, were found throughout the facility. There were male torsos without limbs or genitalia, and random parts stacked on top of each other with no identification in the freezer. The most insane thing found inside was that of a, quote, large torso with the head removed and replaced with a smaller head sewn together in a Frankenstein manner. On top of all the body parts, investigators found a price list that included whole bodies with no heads and shoulders for $2,900, whole legs for $1,100, and pelvises for $400.
This seems ridiculously cheap.
It's so cheap. Following the raid, owner Stephen Gore was arrested and pleaded guilty to illegally conducting an enterprise, which got him only 4 years of probation and no jail time due to the plea deal.
That's a fitting name, Gore.
It is. I mean, not long after, around 30 families sued Gore for mishandling their loved ones' bodies. And in 2019, a jury awarded $58 million to the victims' families, bringing the case to a close. What a fucking video. What a fucking crazy day, man. My God.
I just, I got my license and I put myself as an organ donor.
I do too. Don't blow me up. I don't fucking know. Most people would have never guessed that organ donations could be such a dangerous and lucrative business. It's a necessary procedure that saves millions of lives and has millions of people waiting for a second chance at life. Yet you never know what will happen or who will be performing your surgery after death. So next time you go into a hospital, maybe think about what's going on behind closed doors, because it might be more sinister than you could have ever imagined. Thank you so much for watching the video today, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
I am ready to learn.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming and settle down because today we're going to talk about thirst traps.
And the winner is Meat Canyon for the best art streamer.
But he hates science. He's like me. He's into Meat Canyon videos.
Ooh, do it to him. Oh, get that shit in my face. Get that shit in my face.
That was hot.
Thirst traps have been a staple of the internet for well over a decade now. People taking sexy, flirtatious photos for the purpose of gaining the admiration of their peers. Thirst is defined as desperate need for attention, especially that of sexual nature. You can even find guides online on how to make high-quality thirst traps, from lighting tips to getting the perfect angle, and even more advanced tips like using body oil to make your skin pop. We've all been on the internet long enough to see women posting thirst traps, right? Old news, dead meme, bored. But how about male thirst traps? Now we're talking. Over time, we've seen a lot more men participating in the trend and getting their own piece of the pie. Most male thirst traps are exactly what you'd expect. An in-shape man making flirty faces and getting sexy up for the camera. Getting sexy for you at home. And that being said, there seems to be a wider range of different subcategories that I thought we would take a look at because let me tell you, it's fun. It's a good time. But first off, how did thirst traps start? Let's take a walk down memory lane. Urban Dictionary defines a thirst trap as a sexy photograph or a flirty message posted on social media for the intent of causing others to publicly profess their attraction. And early on, people would post selfies on their MySpace profile to their small circle of friends and classmates, but now it has become a way to create a massive audience of fawning viewers. Nay is the time of internet goers lifting up their shirt in their bathroom with with their scene ban, their verb to noun ban. I had a friend who did this. It worked great for him. It was insane. I was too fat. I couldn't do it. I wish I could thirst trap. I thirst trap in a heartbeat. Okay, I'll try. This is me thirst trapping. I'm gonna do one for you now. Put it up quickly. That's all you get. Today's episode sponsored by Gamer Subs. We have our own flavor. Meat. Go drink it. Thank you so much, Gamer Subs, for sponsoring this video. Go fucking get this. I'm not joking. The term thirst trap has been around since around, I don't know, 2011. It mainly consisted of women, but around 2018, male thirst traps began to emerge on TikTok. This content featured shirtless, lip-biting, short motivational speeches, and oftentimes, cool play. But then, in 2020, the pandemic accelerated the trend as users turned to the internet for connection and validation, with users like Vinny Hacker capitalizing on this shift. Vinny, who started making thirst trap videos in high school, blew up early on, currently sitting at 15 million beautiful followers on TikTok, and over time, the thirst trap genre has evolved and morphed into a multitude of different archetypes. So, let's start with some of the more common thirst traps, like the motivational buff guys of the internet. You might see these. You'll be scrolling through, you'll see one of these big buff beauties every once in a while. Because while many influencers can go far with just good looks alone, others try a different approach. Their posts are very clearly made for the women in his audience, making him out to be the most sensitive and caring lover. I have a huge heart, right? This man here is Josh Hopkins, an influencer with hundreds of thousands of followers that post all sorts of soft boy alpha thirst traps.
He's got a heart, but he's a leader.
He's got a heart of gold, but he's also a lion. He's a leader.
Dude, you don't have any fucking
Some of his
stuff?
posts include motivational captions like, "The real flex is how many lives you can positively impact." He's shirtless. Do you feel positively impacted? Is your you hard? That's positive. I think it's positive. But he posts this alongside videos and photos of him posing on a boat.
Show that he's rich. He's got money.
He does have money. He's rich. Your life isn't as good as his. Please be wet or hard right now. Thank you. Another one reads, "If you hang with me for too long, I'll brainwash you into believing in yourself and knowing you can achieve anything."
That's hot. That, like...
I'm motivated. I am motivated.
Masculinity isn't toxic. The absence of it is. Weak men are abusive and spiteful. Strong men are protective and loving.
Like a dad.
Yeah.
Posts like these get flooded with comments from older women praising him for his positivity, as well as begging to spend time with him. Which it's funny, the parallels. It's human beings being human beings, but, you know, younger women posting provocative pictures almost always has creepy older guys in the comments being like, "You are so beautiful, princess." So it's funny to see the vice versa of, like, older women. I'll tell you what, the is aggressive too. Take it off!
That's how my grandma and aunt were. One of my friend's brother. He was like 4 or 5 years older, and every time they're like, "Ooh, we want to see him." And then one time he gained weight, and they were like, "Ugh."
Of course, he has his fair share of overly horny posts, some of which border on excessive. Some of them, not all of them, well, a lot of them, but still. There's clearly a market for thirst trap content that focuses more on emotions than just pure sex appeal. But what about when that concept is taken into a slightly different direction? That's when you enter Calvin Reef. I feel like I'm giving these boys a nice little platform, huh?
Yeah. Kind of promoting them.
I want to say, if we talk about anybody here, I want you to go there. I want you to just say, "Zam, Zaddy." Get one of those. They're burning up, nothing but positivity going towards them. No negativity. I don't with that. These are just handsome boys doing what handsome boys do. Right? Now, Calvin Reef is a young TikToker that focuses on making relatable content. So, in his own words, quote, "People don't have to feel alone throughout hard times." He makes dramatically emotional POV videos, and while they aren't overly sexual, they feel like a sort of emotional thirst trap in a way, if that makes sense. He often posts stories about touchy subjects in order to get emotional responses from his audience and have his videos blow the fuck up. He even says, "I try to make people cry." It's good, dude. He's like Spielberg. You gotta respect that. Why not? I mean, listen, let's get away from the emotional stuff and look at a genre of thirst traps that is an absolute peak of horniness for our... I mean, why else are we here? Why else are we here?
I'm bricked up already.
I would say by far on the internet, the biggest male thirst trap ever is the cooking thirst traps, which is just AKA, it's food. Literal food. Okay, want to be a cinnamon roll. They can get in there too with the dough and shit. God damn. Like sitting there, they're smacking stuff. Smacking dough.
They're just showing you. See, that's
good advertising.
Subliminal messaging right there.
Well, it's not even subliminal. I mean, that's just, they're just saying, this, you are dough. My finger, you're whole. At some point, attractive men who were skilled in cooking and baking had discovered a new type of viral content. One that mixes the aesthetic appeal of delicious foods with the sexual nature of thirst traps.
Gold mine.
And let me tell you, it is a gold mine. An absolute never-ending gold mine. One very well-known influencer in this realm is the man that goes by the name the Donut Daddy. He's a donut maker from Melbourne that made a large name for himself after posting increasingly horny content. And let me tell you, when I say posting increasingly, he knew what he had. He had the pickaxe and all, and he found gold. He kept digging, all right? In these videos, he's not only showing off his six-pack and his chiseled features, he's doing just about everything shy of taking his out and f***ing the food that's right in front of him. You can watch him pretend to eat out bread dough, spank the sides of stand mixers, and splatter frosting on the counter in a like fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you, I mean, even my ass, I was like, he's like looking around and shit. I think I saw one of his videos one time when I was at an airport. I thought I was gonna get arrested. Yeah, I was like watching it, just sitting waiting for a flight. I was like scrolling through like Instagram or TikTok, and yep, there's always one person that knows that you're watching something bad. You like go down, you like look over, and there's like an old woman who's just like,
I kind of like that though, knowing someone's watching.
on several occasions, he'll purposely cover the donuts he makes for his infamous cream pie shots.
Guide my lance.
You know what a cream pie is? They're delicious. In one video where he makes a key lime pie donut, he grabs the hook off the stand mixer and jerks off the dough until it comes right off. He then starts rolling the dough, only to spread it apart like a pair of cheeks and spank the hell out of it. And near the end, he starts fingering the lemon filling. Actually saying this out loud,
it's gross.
It really is gross. Like, I'm just like, oh my God. He just like spreads it open and starts fingering the hole. You're like, God damn.
Is this gonna get us demonetized?
I don't know. Maybe. It's food. He has his own donut shop and dessert bar in Melbourne and serves handcrafted donuts, which is the primary thing he uses is content to promote. Which, you know what? That's a small business owner getting his, right? It's a donut maker trying to get people to eat donuts. What am I supposed to tell you? One of the biggest cooking thirst trap accounts on YouTube is without a doubt Cedric Lorenzen, who makes similar content for his 6.3 million followers on YouTube. Seems that people who make this kind of content are always trying to find new ways to up the ante to see how far they can take the sexual side of the content while also making it different from their competitors. You gotta reel people in with what's similar, but what makes you stand out? What makes you a little zebra amongst horses, am I right? And for some reason, Cedric's signature move is spitting on the camera.
I think he's hogging a loogie.
You better believe he's getting some phlegm from the back of his throat. Oh, especially a man eating a bunch of sugary shit like that. Oh, I bet you he's got some phlegm. In one video that feels almost too graphic for TikTok, Cedric makes an Indonesian dish called es camper, a cold and sweet dessert consisting of various fruits. In the video, cuts open a coconut, jams his finger deep inside, and fingers it aggressively. All right. Cedric aims to open his own restaurant one day, thinks of his content as a good stepping stone to that goal, which once again, if you're popular online and you can get the bag, motherfucker can open up a nice steakhouse at some point, I bet.
It kind of reminds me, like, have you seen those videos where the guys, like, they make the chocolate, like,
I see a lot
bananas,
of chocolate ones. Yeah.
And they, like, hump them in their face?
Yeah.
That's what he's gonna do.
Okay, maybe not. I don't think
Oh, you haven't seen that?
That last part was, I don't know.
They'll sexually, like doll up, like, a banana, like, dip it in chocolate and put sprinkles on it. And then, like, put it near their fucking, like, stand up on the table and, like, shove it in their mouth.
I hate that you reenacted all of that. Men have begun seeing so much success from their thirst trap content that it's starting to be seen as a smart marketing tactic for more than just individual influencers trying to make a quick buck. So let's talk about the national park thirst traps. People were shocked to see that Yellowstone National Park was seemingly posting thirst trap videos to TikTok in order to advertise their park. Big brain. Big brain material. The formula for these posts would consist of sexy men thirst trapping just before hard cutting to a landscape view from the park, which it is a beautiful view, isn't it? Isn't that nice? Other clips would stitch videos from rugged influencers like Thorin Bradley, cutting from him splitting a log in half with their bare hands to a shot of
Dude, that's gotta work.
Yeah, it works. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. They should do it for both men and women. Get some men in there, get some women in there, maybe get both of them at the same time. Who knows? And guess what? Boom! You're in the forest. These videos would pop off on TikTok, and soon people realized that this was not actually the official Yellowstone TikTok page. Instead, people were making fake accounts in order to trick people into creating awareness for national parks to increase tourism due to the cuts being made at the National Park Services. But you know what? That's the community coming together. They're like, they know brain rot. Capitalizing brain rot for the better good for national parks. We need it. Yellowstone needs to step up and start doing it, dude.
They should do it for like educational videos.
Hell yeah, they should. Now let's talk about one of the most popular types of aesthetic that men on social media have utilized for their thirst traps. And it's probably, I would say this is probably my least favorite one out of all of them. I'd probably say this is the most popular. This is the one I probably see the most. This is the one that inspired the video because it was happening so much I'd be taking a shit on Instagram and you'd scroll through and you're like, why am I getting fed these? I'm just watching them over and over again. I'm of course talking about the country boy thirst traps. Yeah! There's no shortage of men using the rugged Western country boy lifestyle as a tool for getting women to fawn after them. The amount of TikToks I see of shirtless men in blue jeans catching footballs with one hand and then slow motion turning around to the camera and just being like,
You're good at that.
can you imagine, what if I actually just lost like 150 pounds for that thing, just for that bit? As I turned around, I had like a full chisel thing, and I'm like, I think people would immediately not like me anymore. People like a nice pudgy guy.
It's true. Jonah Hill, good example.
Do people not like Jonah Hill anymore? What happened to him?
He was woke.
These videos often consist of fit men, usually wearing only pants and a cowboy hat, spending time at a farm or around their pickup truck while lip singing to country music, like stadium country music, you know what I mean? Dirt road, cold beer, blue jeans, a red pickup. Was that Bo Burnham thing, right? One of these influencers, Dalton Chandler, has multiple videos where he uses all the country boy stereotypes at once. They almost always fit the exact same format, and Dalton gets out of the pickup truck to reveal he's only wearing a blue jeans and a cowboy hat. He opens the back to reveal a cute dog, then walks off screen as if he isn't just going to turn around once they get the take. They're gonna walk over, he's gonna tell his dog, get in the truck. Get over in the truck. Arf, arf, arf. Get over in the truck. Slams the door arf, on his paw. Arf, arf. I don't know if that happens, but still. And then another one of his favorite types of thirst traps is a shirtless Dalton gets thrown a football, catches it, turns around in slow motion, and smiles. He's done this more times than I could ever tell you. It's a lot. And I'll tell you what, other guys like this, they all, there's been copies of it, or he's copied it before. I don't know who the originator is of it, but there's a lot. Some other men that follow the country boy aesthetic have countless videos where they just walk towards the camera and smile. What is the psychological thing you think that makes like licking your lips supposed to be attractive? You know how many times we see that? Biting your lips and then licking them or something? What do you think it is actually?
I don't know. It's just like, it just shows interest. Yeah, it's the eyes, man.
Maybe it is supposed to be like, oh, you're a snack. Oh, you're delicious. You look at her the same way that you look at like a porterhouse steak. Like a knife and a fork. My boy Danny Baker is a great example of this. He has had a ludicrous amount of videos where the only thing he does is walk forward, smile, and occasionally, not all the time, occasionally tip his hat. And occasionally with wholesome motivational quotes and Bible verses layered on top. Not a bad formula.
What's the one that you shoot like on your friend's belly?
There's a Bible verse that says don't on your friend's belly?
Yeah, it's like don't waste your seed on your best friend's belly.
Was that Tummy Sticks 1614? The Book of Tummy Sticks. It's surprising just how many types of thirst trap videos are out there. There's a category out there for everyone. For example, the police officer thirst trap. Even police officers try to take sexy videos of themselves, often decked out in full gear, and a popular trend that police officers on TikTok take part in is the hip walk, where people film their hips as they walk in a suggestive way.
Oh, because they're brandishing their guns.
They're brandishing their guns. These boots are made for walking. But they're not the only people in uniform that participate in the thirst trap trends. There are people in the military that do this as well. Like in 2020, people in the U.S. military started getting in trouble for poor conduct after being caught making thirst trap videos that were making the rounds on TikTok. And although people in the military are banned from using social media sites such as TikTok, people inevitably find a way to access and gain followers posting content they deem inappropriate. My boy Garrett Nolan, for example, will post videos of him making sexy faces, while influencers like John Bland take a much more revealing route, which is really funny with his name. There ain't nothing bland about John Bland. Both of them have gained massive followings, which the Pentagon views as a threat, believing that China will be able to gather important intel from the US military. Many people think this is a silly thing to be concerned about, seeing as they're just doing what most young people do and aren't hurting anyone, right? Regardless, John's TikTok seems to have completely disappeared, but remnants of them still exist in compilations posted to YouTube. Don't worry, guys, his abs are still out there. Oh, thank God, John. Where'd you go, John? We've seen enough hot, young twinks. How about sexy influencers for the older crowd? Well, look no further. Divorced dad thirst traps is my lifeblood. There's nothing. Divorced dad and divorced mom thirst trap content is so funny and just truly shows how people at an older, like, nobody really ever grows up. They just get older. Because these are the same people that would be doing the John Bland thing if they still had that kind of body. But it's the idea of like a 53-year-old guy who's just like 53 and can go all night. And he's just like, but they're like old as shit. It's so good. Some people are very honest about their lives on TikTok. Too honest. Like Brian Bateau. He's a man in his mid-40s who is often using TikTok to score himself a new wife. In fact, he brings up the fact that he got divorced from his wife of nearly 20 years on a regular basis. In one video, he dances and lip sings while pleading to his audience to blow up his video to stick it to her.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
It's so desperate. He better be having some divorced rock in there. Divorced dad rock. He better have some Creed in there, some Seether, Stained, all of them, Puddle of Mud. They better all be in there.
Does Breaking Benjamin fit?
I think Breaking Benjamin probably fits into divorced dad rock now. Something's getting in the way. Lots of people in the comments end up venting about how they just recently got divorced recently as well. All the other guys are like, buddy, reach into the choir.
So just an echo chamber of divorced people.
It's the divorced dads all come together. They hear this. They hear the "It's Been a While" by Stain from like 4 scrolls up. They're like, "Oh, I'm home. She took everything," and the text is huge because their eyes suck. That's another thing I like too. And I love at games when guys are texting, it's just like, "I'm going to fill you up," and like spread it all over your stomach, and they like look at like games. It's insane. It's just like, dude, you're around other people. In other videos, he urges people to respond to his DMs because dating in your 40s suck. Some videos have a strange vibe because he'll emotionally vent about how much he misses being married, all while looking longingly into the camera like a typical thirst trap. You know, just sitting there, he's just being like.
This picture says, loving someone you know loves you back, family gets-togethers, no longer being part of a team, guaranteed hugs after a long day.
I do miss those guaranteed hugs after a long day, bro. My boy Brian, he's spitting facts. It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. It's been a while since I first saw you. That's a good one, dude. I don't know if I like It's Been a While. That might be my favorite Divorced Dad Rock song. Or I like that Creed song, though, too. My Own Prison. Should have been dead on a Sunday morning, begging my head. No time for moaning. Ain't got no time.
My dad would blast that at like 6 a.m. in the morning.
Good for him, dude. Orders in session. A verdict is it. He's like doing the dishes real loud and shit. He wants people to be like, Dad, what's wrong? Nothing, go to bed. But when all else fails, Brian will not hesitate to pull out the occasional horny post, knowing full well his children are aware of his TikTok presence, but he doesn't care. Dad's lonely? Hey, keep scrolling, sweetheart. In fact, this is a new issue that people have to confront in the age of TikTok. A 15-year-old teenage girl posted an advice page about how to handle her 53-year-old father posting thirst traps to TikToks. The father, a physically fit, bearded gym coach that occasionally works gigs as a mall Santa, decided to start posting thirst trap videos to TikTok. She was humiliated to find out that her friends discovered them and started showing them to her. In them, her father's wearing tight, revealing pants while he flexes and dances to sexual music. And according to her, quote, "You could literally see everything." That's so brutal, dude. I feel bad for her. That's brutal. She would then look at the comments to find that a bunch of women were thirsting after her father, and he was even responding to them. That old boy was getting it, and he's like, "I'm eating good, sweetheart. Your dad's full." The man is not divorced and has a wife that is also very uncomfortable with him making these posts. What?
He's doing it for the attention.
I thought he was divorced. I got mixed up with Brian. He just wants the attention. You're playing with fire right there, old boy. God damn.
He's role-playing as a divorced dad.
He's a divorced dad and a mall Santa. They both want him to stop, but according to her, he would tell him that, quote, I'm an adult and I can do what I want. What a fucking immature piece of shit, dude. The team wants nothing to do with his content, but refuses to let her block his account.
What? You better unblock it.
You unblock it and you like those posts and repost them. He even shows them to her directly before posting them.
This seems like vindictive.
Is that not torture?
Yeah, that's child cruelty.
That does feel like child cruelty. I mean, a little. I mean, at the very least, child cruelty. Dad, I don't want to see it. You will watch me in my joggers. And now let's get in the stranger side of male thirst traps. Whenever you think of all the ideas that have been exhausted, people will find a way to keep things fresh. For example, how about fake arrest thirst traps? I know we already talked about police a little bit, but stay with me. On TikTok, people are making videos where they pretend to get manhandled by police from the point of view of their girlfriend. The goal is to give off the bad boy aesthetic, like it's a scene out of Degrassi or like the end of a movie or something, you know, where it's like, don't worry, babe, I got this under control. They shove themselves against a wall and pretend their hands are being cuffed behind their back before turning towards the camera and smoldering. This is me getting arrested.
The great outdoors.
Did I look like a bad boy, Nick?
You did.
Thanks, Nick. Thirst trap videos are likely here to stay for the foreseeable future. I mean, as long as people get horny, they're going to be around. Sex sells, Nick.
It's kind of like book talk.
It's exactly like book talk. But the difference between book talk and thirst trapping is it's way more feral. Book talk, people are getting all horned up, I get it, but they're just like, usually they're never like, it's a lot more vague, or it's like behind closed doors. Oh, I'm reading this in private. That one scene in chapter 26, that kind of vibe. Versus thirst traps are just like, this is like me and I'm hard. And then people in the comments are just like, hey, by the way, I'm wet and hard. There's a swamp happening right here. It feels a lot more abrasive to me. No matter how bizarre and how low effort some of this may be, human beings are feral, horned up creatures that can't help but watch. To those who make fun of people posting them, who could blame them? Some of these people are making tons of money doing it, and all they have to do is be a little bit cringe and horny. People gotta eat. That's with anything in life, bro. All I gotta say is the shit's cringy, and I guess if you stumble on it, you don't like it, buddy, just keep scrolling. Thank you so much for watching this video. We will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
What the fuck is this guy doing?
Welcome back to the Papa Me channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit down, because today we're talking about rideshare apps. Oh, god damn. Rideshare apps like Uber and Lyft have become a necessary part of everyday life for many people. It's also become a major source of income for its employees. Almost anyone with a functioning vehicle can now make money driving for these companies. As of 2025, nearly 8 million people drive for Uber. Just Uber. Wow. I thought people were boycotting Uber because it was dangerous. They kept like hiring people that would like beat the shit out of you while they were driving around.
Oh, I didn't know. Really?
That's why people were like, I use Lyft now. And I was like, well, goddamn, dude, I don't want some like Russian dude beating the hell out of me while I'm driving around in LA. And as more and more people flock to these services, it's only natural that there will also be an increase in bizarre and shocking incidents that happen in them, right? Even just throughout 2019 to 2020, there were recorded 20 fatalities due to physical assaults, with most victims being passengers.
You think it would be the opposite?
Well, that's what I was saying. I was thinking it would be drivers, but
There was that one video of the Indian, I'm pretty sure it's Uber, but he's like, the girl's filming him, and he's just like, in India, I would you.
what?
You must have been kidnapped by me.
You've been kidnapped by you?
Of course. Because there is no option to get you, right?
And she's like, good thing we're not in India.
Yeah. Imagine getting dropped off to your coffee date with your buddies after that happened. Fuck's sakes, dude. And as it turns out, there are a lot of crazy drivers as well as passengers using these rideshare apps. There are countless examples, like the infamous 2016 Get Out of My Car video that went viral years back. Even Psychic Pebbles did a nice animation of it that was beautiful.
Can you get her out of my car, please?
Essentially, a female passenger refuses to get out of an Uber because she was dropped off at the exact spot she wanted at the hospital, and the man claims that she made him wait way too long for the pickup, on top of being rude and condescending to her. It's a fucking nightmare video. It's what I actually embody hell being like. You are not to yell at me?
Fucking get out of my car!
But you're not to yell at me.
And it got me thinking, just how absurd can these stories get? And what we found ranges from ridiculously stupid to absolutely horrific. We're gonna ease into it a bit here with something particularly stupid, the drunk farting Uber passenger. In 2019, a 35-year-old man from the UK named James Mallet was riding in an Uber on the way to a nightclub, and at one point, he started farting. The driver, Alexander Bochev, had gotten fed up with the smell and the disrespect. He told James and his three friends to get out of the car. James, intoxicated, angered by this demand, started threatening to fight him, and he eventually struck him in the head, which led to a full-on fight between the two that ended in Bochev breaking a finger. Another passenger broke up the fight, and James later admitted to the police that he physically assaulted the man. In the end, he was given 120 hours of community service, a $650 fine, and 6 months in prison.
Whoa.
Man, that was that's more than a slap on the wrist there, dude. Sadly, the driver was unable to work his job after breaking his finger, and in the end, he quit his job with Uber and eventually lost both his car and his house. Now homeless, he was forced to return to his home in Bulgaria. This is how we start light? Jesus! Justice for my man! Is there nothing we can do? God damn! Honestly, getting out of the UK, that's a positive at least.
Hold on. You could still drive a car with a broken finger.
Well, what I'm thinking is this. Did Uber kick him off because he participated in the fight? Which you would say is self-defense. The guy struck him in the head. I want answers, Uber. I want answers.
Get out of here, you stink.
Yeah, you get out of UK. Get out of the UK. We don't want you anymore. But let's shift gears from down south and go up north. What I mean by that is let's talk about the Uber driver that assaulted a man for burping.
This is something, we had a similar thing in LA. Remember the Uber driver would get...
We unfortunately went to VidCon one year and we were staying in LA, but we took an Uber up to Anaheim. The entire drive, which that was a long drive. He just gets there. Which at first I thought, isn't that a sign of a heart attack too? It's some sign of like, maybe not a stroke, but there's something to where, I mean, it was every 3 seconds, 4 seconds. It kept clearing, sort of like, I wish I could force burps. Whatever, the whole time.
Wasn't he like falling asleep too?
It was a really kind of shitty car and we were in the back like, please don't kill us. That was also one of the guys too, or no. I'm thinking of Austin. When that guy stopped in the middle of the highway. Me and Nick were in Austin and this guy, this Uber driver, stopped in the middle of the highway so he didn't miss his exit, and cars were like zooming past and we were like, you can't stop here! You can't stop! And he's like, hey, whatever. It was anyways, what are we talking? The burping guy. This happened in 2012 when a man from Arlington named Seth Bender got into an Uber. According to the lawsuit, quote, shortly after entering the vehicle, Mr. Bender burped, and after excusing himself, the driver became irate and started ranting and yelling that he hates Americans and homosexuals and a number of other derogatory comments. One burp just sets off the motherfuckers. The gays! The goddamn gays! Fuck! The guy's like, it'd be funny if he had like a Sprite too in his hand. He was afraid to drink the Sprite after that.
Do you still take the Uber ride after that?
You have to. Well, this is middle of the drive.
Oh, I thought it was like right as he went in.
Listen, dude, I've had a lot of extremely offensive like old dudes in LA, when you pick them up, they're just like, yep, got the big man back in the office, so maybe we can get some of these its and theys and whatever out of this goddamn city. And you're just like... You're like on the way to like a fucking like coffee shop or bakery or whatever, and I'm like, I just wanted to stop. I'm not trying to get. It's too early to be fucking ranting and raving about this. If anything, I just do. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I feel you, man. But things only escalated from there. Bender was kicked out of the car, but the driver, Hamzu Abu Sharia, followed him. He spat at him and slapped him. The lawsuit that would later take place aimed to sue Uber as well as the driver for a combined $750,000 in damages, on top of extreme embarrassment and humiliation, fright, and emotional distress. The driver was eventually fired, and the results of the case are unknown. I'm gonna go on a fucking limb because I've been pinned between vehicles in my wreck. And let me tell you, he ain't getting $750,000 for that, all right? For spit and a fucking slap to the back of the neck. If that guy got $750,000 and my boy Bongchev didn't get a fucking place to stay in the UK again, I'd be pissed. That'd be, you know, and there's many cases where Uber drivers have to share a car with stranger, dangerous people, and this can lead to obviously life-threatening situations. And take for example the psychotic passenger who suddenly grabs the wheel of his driver's car to force the vehicle to crash into a truck. In many cases, the assailant gets away, leaving drivers confused at what had just took place, right? And in most cases, Uber drivers set up dash cams to record any wrongdoing during a drive. It's the only way attackers get what's coming to them. Like the Taco Bell executive that beat down an Uber driver.
Yeah.
This is a classic.
Yeah.
A video was released by an Uber driver named Edward Caban in 2015 where a drunk passenger was viciously attacking him from the back of a car. Benjamin Golden had been trying to give the driver directions, but was way too drunk to do it properly. And after driving in circles for a while, he ultimately parks the car and tells him he's too drunk and he's got to get out. Golden starts getting angry, and just before he starts to exit the vehicle, he starts slapping and punching Caban in the face. And in the video, you can see him grabbing him by his hair and slamming him into the car door. It's absolutely f***ed. And eventually, the driver pepper sprays him in the face until he starts running away. The police arrested him for assault of public intoxication, where he pleaded guilty and was placed on 3 years of informal probation. It was later discovered that Golden had been working as an executive for Taco Bell for over 7 years. And Taco Bell immediately fired him and encouraged him to seek professional help. Caban filed a $25,000 lawsuit against him to cover his medical expenses. It's weird how many executives, because wasn't that what the drive-thru guy, I think it was like drive-thru at Chick-fil-A or something, and he was like, "You're horrible for working here."
Oh.
To the girl, do you remember what I'm talking about?
I know you're talking about. That's because he was mad at Chick-fil-A because they were donating to like an anti-gay thing.
Something like
so
that,
he
yeah.
was harassing an employee.
Yeah, some like 16-year-old who was just like,
I just work here.
I make fried chicken sandwiches.
We're always happy to serve every
I don't know how you live with yourself and work here. I don't understand it. This is a horrible corporation with horrible values.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on in and sit on down because today we're doing something a little gross, which is pretty standard for this channel, but something I've been seeing recently on TikTok and the internet and all the places is Indian street food. Wow, it's remarkable. I mean, it's some of the most disgusting shit I've ever seen in my life. You know, we did the worst meals before, but now we gotta get very specific, what is the worst Indian street food? And I want to get this out there now, dude. India is not a rich country, right? You know, we're very privileged. I'm very privileged I get to go to the store and buy a pork chop. And people deny the whole world has that privilege, but it's still disgusting, and I still think that coming from a perspective that people want to hear from, which is as a straight white man with privilege up to his ears, what exactly do I think of this whole situation? So without further ado, what exactly is the worst Indian street food? Let's get into it. First off, we have Yum Scrum and Sandwich. Why do I feel like Yum Scrum is a little racially charged there, Nick? What the hell are you trying to get at here, dude? What the hell am I looking at? So it looks like there's lemon slices and tomato slices in one of them. Maybe some corn? Doesn't look too bad. You know, sure, it's a messy kitchen. I just don't know what I'm looking at. So the sounds of it is just way more intense, isn't it? I'm trying to think if you put that on some on the border tortilla chips, if that would just slap. Some lemons, a dash of lemon. Whenever I think of prison food, this is what I think of. What is it, gruel? It's a lot of lemon juice. Oh my god, he looks dapper as hell. I will say, the way they scoop, that's one thing that I will notice, and I will go to my dying breath saying is, nobody has a scoop game like Indian street food people. Those motherfuckers, it's always the quick scoop right at the top, and they do not care if it gets anywhere. Really, you know, sewer soup, it's not bad. It's not the worst though. I would definitely not say that's the worst. Next we have is just sandwich. Is this a sandwich? I just don't like dipping your entire fist into the goddamn broth. What kind of sandwich is this though, Nick? Is this a sandwich? What kind of what could be, okay, so because there's bread there, it's a sandwich. It's a full-fledged sandwich. There's nothing indicating that this is a sandwich, all right? I mean, just because it's because he's putting his hands in it is just what makes me, I would say it's a little more vile. The problem is I just don't even know what I'm looking. I will say the first dish looks, aesthetically looks much more unappealing, if I'm being honest. What do you think?
Yeah.
Like, I would say sewer soup is probably worse than the sandwich. I'm gonna go yum scrum, which still feels racially charged, like I said, Nick, so. Wait, today's video is sponsored by our dear friends over at Bad Dragon. Now we got some bragging rights to do this time. We just won the coveted Bazowie Award for best toy out there, and it was awesome. For people who have bought the product, I've heard nothing but rave reviews. But that's just a little taste of what Bad Dragon has to offer. Taking fantasy and the beyond and merging them together for your own personal fantasies is quite hot, I dare say. With their amazing products, amazing customer service, it's hard not to have just an amazing experience with Bad Dragon. If you're looking to spice things up with your relationship, if you're looking to spice things up with yourself, or even newcomers, head on over to Bad Dragon and they will help you out however you want. I don't know what your services are, but they have it for you, I swear. The product's amazing. Amazing quality control. You couldn't ask for a better company to be a part of your exotic relationship here. But I will say, too, we went to the factory, as we've said before, everything could not be better quality control, made by happier, fucking more amazing people than the Bad Dragon team. So we just want to say thank you so much, Bad Dragon, for sponsoring the video and being a longtime supporter. We appreciate you. And if you're looking to spice things up in your bedroom, please consider Bad Dragon because they are fucking awesome. And seriously, quality is just... Thank you so much, Bad Dragon, for sponsoring the video. And back to the video. Next up is Blackfeet versus Hand Meat. Oh, God. Oh, no. Those slides have seen better days. Those are the new Yeezys. Taking your feet and smashing it in a plastic bin onto what is essentially like a rusted piece of metal that was probably a part of someone's roof is crazy. Oh, looks like the dirtiest juice I've ever seen in my life. God damn, at least he's got some nice arms on him though, huh? Ugh. Foot juice, I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna have to see here. Oh. Okay, so we're looking at, I'm assuming, some kind of meat in a bowl of blood. What the fuck is this? What is this? He's throwing the bones aside. He's like, I think this is meat. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on whatever. Oh God, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. The guy who was stomping on the fruit was kind of handsome. I feel like if I got to know the guy that was stomping the fruit, I'd be like, yeah, dude, his feet are fine. I gotta go hand meat. It's gotta be hand meat. I don't feel particularly good. Foot butcher and fly slop. Motherfucker knows how to work a knife with that foot though, huh? What are you? Ew, the meat is like going against his toes. What is he cooking though? I'm guessing he's just grilling the meat. I don't like how he's looking. He just keeps looking at the camera, just like. I will say, motherfucker is blazing fast though. I mean, he has not stopped once. What is and it's going up against fly slop. Oh my God. Is this fruit? I don't know. What is this? What the hell am I looking at? Some fucking paprika hummus, a bunch of fly eggs. It looks like sliced up mangoes and raw liver all over the place. Also, I'm having a fucking panic. I'm like, there's so much flies there. I legitimately thought there was like flies in my fucking room for a second. Without a doubt, dude, I would take the guy in his greasy ass foot any day over whatever the fuck this is. That is unreal. It's gonna be hard to beat things where there's just excessive bugs. Cheapest cocktail and just slop. These names, our viewers are gonna be like, wait, what's in the lead now? All right, let's look at cheapest cocktail. That's at least a good title. Oh my God. What is that? What are these little beads in there? Are those like eggs? What the fuck is that, Nick? Oh God. Got some fucking McDonald's fries on top with, what is that conglomeration? Oh my word. Oh dear heavens. It has the same consistency as like applesauce, which I'm sure it's just ground up, but dude, it just looks so... Wait, the egg? Wait, what?
This might be a different drink.
He's putting sugar in with an egg and stirring it with whatever utensil, because we don't care. Here we go. Oh, he's a little mixing champion though, huh? Look at that. All right, so then we're gonna look at what slop is. All right, so it's mashed potatoes. I'm guessing beans. I don't know what the fuck he just put on there. I'm guessing that looks like barbecued pulled pork. That I don't think it is. Little driblets of whatever kind of corn. There you go. Get your hand all the way down in there. Oh, what is at the center? Nick! What is that? That is too much pepper. I can tell you that right now. That is far, far too much pepper. And a big handful of fucking plastic oregano. Glazed up? Why did it kind of win me over when it was glazed up, huh? He's dressed up all nice with the red. See, the thing is he's distracting me with the outside of it, but as soon as I see back inside, that fucking throw up. What the hell is that? What is on the inside of that? He just keeps... This is like a forbidden fucking Coliseum. Is what this is, dude. I don't know what the fuck they're making. Because I get this is all cooked stuff, but they're just making a mound out of it, and they're using it like cement block. I just don't know. Once again, I don't know why this doesn't make sense, but just grab a fucking on the border chip. Just start taking down that wall myself, dude. In time, the Great Wall of Slop would probably win people over at a football party, but that juice is only going to get more unappealing as the night goes on. You know what I mean? Next up, Handon Pot and Baron Harkonnen. Okay, first off, Handon paint bucket and some kind of weird, I feel like it's racist of me to say, but every time I just see the orange shit, I just think of chicken tikka masala, like tomato curry paste or something. You got the ladle right there. He's like literally the spoon is going around like, grab me, use me instead. He's put his whole ass arm in there. What is that? My mysterious Russian powder being thrown into broth. What is that? What the hell am I looking at? You should have just labeled this Indian pizza roll. That's what this looks like. Wait, so what's it up against? Baron Harkonnen.
My desert, my Iraqis, my Jew.
Okay, dude. All right, man. Shots fired at the guy who's just scooping stuff up. It's a nice little like tapioca pudding on top of a trash can. He's got that diabetic foot rot going on. I don't blame you, dude. Same. A little sloppy. Yeah, he's, his foot is swollen, but also it's nice. It's like he's using the pudding to mask his diabetic rot. I'll tell you what, though, he is a working machine, huh? Full motion. Look at that. Is this pudding? He's not putting his hand in it, and they're using utensils. Got a guy in the back with a shirt that says Elite. Man, that's pretty sick. And you know what, Nick? I know that you put Baron because you're a bad man, but I think his hair looks kind of cool. So you know what? I'm going with. I would even without all that, I would say the Handon Pot is just that's more foul to me. Honestly, if I was walking by, I'd probably. I could see myself being like, hey, it looks like nice little tapioca pudding. Why not? All right, next up we have Rats in the Kitchen. That's never a good way. Rats in the Kitchen versus Master Chef 1. All right, so what we got cooking here? So he's got some mini tortillas. He's got some weird heated milk. Some nice symptoms. Okay. All right, there is a bit of a. Oh, it's on the bowl. Oh, it's on the bowl. It's in the bowl. Oh, he's enjoying it. Like, you know what's fucked up is, listen, I get that there's rats there. That's disgusting. There's probably rat shit all over the place. Watching that rat go up there like Ratatouille and just be munching down, I'd be like, this shit's probably pretty fucking good. I mean, that little motherfucker looked like he was enjoying it. Look at him. Master Chef 1. Testing the cleanest food in India. All right, so we have a bunch of basil leaves on top of some mysterious pot. Reach behind him here. Touched his foot there. Putting his cleaning towel over his bare foot. I just don't even know what that is. There's something about like just a bowl of brown that just is unsettling. I'll tell you what though, this motherfucker has a packed house. I just don't. Let me look at the facts here, Nick. This guy had way more of a crowd than the rat dude. Rat dude, everyone's like, you think the rat's one? I think so too. All right, here. Next up we have armpit pakora, and then just one that's labeled street food. Oh, does look good. What does putting it in the armpit really do for you? Hey, he's missing an arm, so he probably can't smash it down with his hands. I was gonna say you could put it under your nub and you could roll it around, but it's probably way faster that way. You sure I told you deep fry those little golden brown donuts? Are you kidding me? Oh, they are up there though. Look at them. That's gonna be a sticky ass armpit later. I gotta tell you what though, I'm fighting to keep myself from eating it that quick, because I tell you, it looks pretty good. Where is the street food? Well, they're just eating off the ground. That makes me think this food must be so good that if you're able to eat it off the fucking ground, it must be, you know what I mean? I personally wouldn't eat it off the floor, but sometimes that's what you gotta fucking do. Dude, I'm gonna go armpit. Because, well, it's like the other one is just like, it would be, I guess, criticizing how they're eating it, which that doesn't really stand for taste. Then last for the round one, we have soupy mess and black oil. Oh, God. I think I saw some of those McDonald's fries pour through. I need to know what the hell those McDonald's... If someone knows what those McDonald's fries are, you let me know. No, my fat ass, I don't know any fucking vegetables, so don't even ask me. What? There's so much of it. I will say, the buckets don't look very good. All right, the old pot as well. I'm not gonna lie, this looks terrible. Got nice little bowls here. I'm just trying to picture. Ooh, those pancakes look good though, huh? I would have a pancake. Every time they're kind of winning me over a little bit. There's a lot of people who are winning me over here. Tell you what, motherfuckers look mad standing there though in the background, don't they?
They're hungry.
They are. They're just like, I've been waiting here all fucking day for a basically blown up pancake and spicy slop. What was the next one? It was, oh yeah, black oil. Okay. The video doesn't need, I see his titty popping out. The video doesn't have to have an arrow saying, look at his tit. All right, so he's got a little, some kind of paste here. All right, he's making a little deal. Nice little strips, some noodles. I will say the black oil, that is some, that oil has been used a time or two. I don't think that's fresh olive oil in there or canola oil or anything. I think that motherfucker, that is aged. What is this though? What the hell are these? So like Crispies? Oh! What is that reveal? What is that? I'm gonna say black oil. I'd say black oil day, because also it looks like those pig ears or cow ears that you give to a dog. You know, you ever smelt one of those? They're fucking disgusting. That's the end of round one. We've gotten out the tasty stuff, so now it's stuff that we have now said that we wouldn't eat. So now we're gonna have to force one of them down each time. We're going back to Yum Scrum, which I'm pretty sure was sewer soup mixed in with hand meat. All right, so these are just a bag of beans. Was it soybeans? A lot of leaves, man. Tell you what, dude, look at that, huh? Nice jaw. Oh, look at that naan. Are you kidding me? Oh, I'd eat that all day. Looks just about as good as fucking Taco Bell's refried beans. You know what I mean? What the fuck am I supposed to do? All right, let's look up hand meat again. Okay, I don't know what white. Yeah, I'm guessing. Let's just assume it's white gravy. What is that?
Clam chowder.
Is this clam chowder? What bit of meat is that? I'm looking at it right there. What is that, Nick? You tell me right now what that is. Or are we just supposed to assume it's chicken? He's plopping them in there. Oh, his hands are so filthy. Oh, you're getting so much extra flavor there. Right, he scoops up some once again blazing, some blazing Buffalo Wild Wings blazing sauce from his pot there. Tell you though, that scoop game. I mean, I gotta go with the hand one. I don't know what. It's just a mysterious meat. It's fucking me up a bit, if I'm being honest. Also, the first one, give me a little plate of that with that naan bread, whatever. Come on, dude. Hand meat category is going pretty hard right now. Next up, we have fly slop versus cheapest cocktail.
Get your funnel cakes here.
It's gonna be very, very hard to beat anything that has that amount of flies. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be extremely difficult. All right, well, we do have a cheapest cocktail too. Okay. Oh, it's just the excessive amount of stuff putting your hands in it. When you have the ladle, what was he grabbing in there? What are these? Oh, they're ice. Okay, I thought that was fish in there for a second. Oh, yum. I need to know what these eggs are. What are these? Is this a fruit? I mean, the fly slop looks so brutal, dude. What the hell is this supposed to be? Even if you threw some of that hummus in the middle there on top of it, I don't think it's gonna. I would probably say fly slop. Hand in pot versus rats in kitchen. All right, here we go. Same guy too. I love that's the same guy. He just loves putting his hands in these fucking bowls. Ooh, it does have a nice little texture though there, huh? Just, you have to put your hand in it. He's like purposely doing it. Okay, that's a big plastic bag in there too. He cleaned the plastic bag out in the deal. If you had to assume that his hands are clean, though, would that deter you from eating it? Because it didn't look like the worst thing in the world. If his hands are clean, I'm like, hey, you know.
But you gotta think he's touching other people's hands, getting money.
You'd have to assume. Oh my God. Look at him. Look at how happy he is. He's like, feet up. This is for you. Looks pretty good though, huh? That dough kind of becomes. Do you want to share with rats? Oh God, but they're all the rats are legitimately all in the bowl of food though. There's got to be rat droppings all in that stuff. The naan does look tasty. I'm trying to. It's become a mental game at this point, right? The hand. I mean, it's got to be rats in kitchen. Just because I'm picturing actually eating rat shit. All right, next up is armpit pakora or the black oil guy, the cow ear dude. They look good. It was tough even going against him the first time because look at that golden brown glaze. It's hard to go against him. Let's see here. Black oil too. There's another black oil recipe here. I'm trying to think. God, those were both pretty rough. Honestly, dude, I would eat the fucking guy's armpit donut over one of those fucking black oil. Oh God, I can't even imagine like what that taste is. Have you ever had something with like bad oil? Ugh. Next up, in the semifinals we have hand meat versus fly slop. Let's look at hand meat again. You look kind of like how he's holy though, huh? Uh-oh, this is looking kind of good so far, Nick. I'm not gonna lie. There you go. Put the water over your hand and then dribble it in there. Once again, those Hawaiian dinner bread rolls looking pretty good. Doesn't look bad. That does not look for a semifinal finalist. They've been squeaking by apparently. Especially he's up against Fly Slop. This dude's fucking he's cooked. Fly Slop. We have Fly Chicken here.
Lose like 1,200 ranked stats. Okay. I was like at 800.
Gives to Fly Slop.
Move
on to the next round. Oh, Rats in Kitchen versus Black Oil. This is the big one. Now we're getting past the deal of can you stomach actual rat feces and piss over disgusting black oil? Let's see here. And this one's called rat milk.
Almost high 2,000.
Oh, buddy, I wouldn't eat that. Watching somebody actually eat it is crazy. I just can't imagine going there and being able to actually stop and eat something. I'll tell you what, though, those little motherfuckers, like I said, every time are pretty cute, and he eats it. He's just like, see, it's perfect. This is Buttermilk Ranch. Tell you what, rats are eating fucking good on this alley. He's got a big-ass bowl of milk for him. I'm trying to be not a completely closed-minded piece of shit. All right, someone's the black oil thing here. They have a third one just labeled horse shit. I'm guessing I just have to do Rats in Kitchen, right? I mean, what the fuck else do I actually put here, Nick? So this has come down to literally, do I want to stomach tons of flies on top of rotting food, or rats crawling over my food as well? So we have Fly Slop and Rats in the Kitchen as the finals here. Okay, so we've gone through, we've looked at Rats in the Kitchen first here. The guys, to be fair, and if we're looking at this objectively, the guy had nobody at his counter. So we know that the food's not good, right? Versus the other guy had a whole fucking line. Then in the second Rats in the Kitchen, the rats are feeding on the dough and chilling out, which does say that the dough is pretty good. If the rats are, I mean, rats will eat anything, but at the same time, look pretty good. The naan bread looked pretty fucking good, right? Sure, you have to think that there's shit and piss all in the rat piss all over it, but we don't know what that tastes like either, Nick. Think about that. And it's up against Fly Slop. Oh yeah, the original OG Fly Slop plate is really brutal. I don't know what the fuck that is. It looks like a plate full of organs, and then just a little thing of hummus in the middle of it. And the other stuff is just disgusting food covered in flies. So I feel like I can really only go off the first one. Oh, Nick, I don't know. Well, let me. You know what I'm gonna do though, since you are a third party here. What would you say?
I would say if there's flies around it, it's probably not good.
That's what I was gonna say, is because flies eat garbage. Rats also eat garbage, but I guess that does really the other thing about this is if there was a gun to your head, which one would you do? The naan bread didn't look that bad. The dough didn't look that bad. I'm gonna have to say Fly Slop wins. I know what that entails, everyone, but Fly Slop does win. That doesn't mean that I'm enjoying it, but I think that Fly Slop is just more disgusting. For me, the fly stuff too much. Fly stuff too much. And now we were supposed to go get lunch after this. All I know is this. Listen, we're extremely lucky. We're extremely lucky to be in a place where we get to go to a grocery store, right? I have nice running water, all that stuff. This is nothing against the people. It's just the idea of it is gross. I mean, it's grossing me out. It is. But it's nothing to do against their situation or anything they're in. I want to reiterate that. Whatever. That's my fucking verdict. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go throw up. Goodbye, everyone. We were supposed to go get lunch after this. I don't think that it's probably still gonna happen, but still, now I'm gonna picture a fly. That first fly video, fucking show replay that. I was like, I thought there was flies in the room. I got so even now it's like that thing where you look at look at bugs or whatever, and I feel like it's in my hair. I finally get to unwind and have a nice meal to myself.
Don't eat that meat! Why? That's not any old steak! That's human flesh!
How did that even happen? How did we get human flesh in this house?
I bought it from China!
Oh my God, China! Oh, Winslow, I can't believe you brought human flesh into this house!
Oh, I'm sorry, Anna!
But my God, Winslow, you got me thinking something. What does human flesh taste like? And more importantly, what do I taste like? Surely there's an easy way to find out.
Oh, God!
hamburgers and fries. That's not gonna do. Damn it. Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Today we're going to be talking about cannibalism, essentially. But more importantly, what does human flesh taste like? A question as old as time. I mean, since the beginning of time, people have been eating each other. What do they say it tastes like? I'm curious. I'm sure everybody else is curious too.
Chicken? It tastes like chicken.
They do say that like every piece of meat does taste like chicken, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, people need to eat. Who doesn't? But is it also just an obscure, weird curiosity, tasting the devil's fruit, tasting what you possibly can have? I think so. And today we're gonna dive deep, deep down the rabbit hole and see what exactly it tastes like.
Okay.
80 to 90% of the human taste is from smell. So hell, maybe the smell of a burning human skin could tell you what it tastes like, huh? Possibly. I don't know. I've never smelled a burning body. I haven't. I said that very suspiciously, but I have not, actually. Firefighters and other emergency workers have been cited as saying the smell of charred flesh is nauseating and sweet, putrid and sticky, something like leather being tanned over a fillet. While those present during a cremation have stated that it smells like burnt pork. Who hasn't burnt a pork chop, dude? We've all been to our own cremation, technically. Others have stated that the muscle tissue smells of beef in a frying pan. Who knows, right? We're getting all kinds of different sources, which granted, I'm sure a cremation is probably different than a firefighter going in and watching a mother and child burn in a building, but who knows? We really don't know our own selves.
What is this, Bill Nye? Stop spitting facts out of your ass and say something funny.
Okay, God, fine, dude. Jesus Christ, Winslow. Fucking dick. Well, let me tell you this, Winslow. One of the most common forms of cannibalism is that of ritualistic nature. The Aztecs, which are known for their brutal sacrifices, would also consume the flesh of their prisoners of war. Which, that actually looks really good. The image we have up right here, I will say, that makes it look very tasty. And also the guy in the pot looks like he's having a good time. He's got some leaves in there, some seasoning or something. I don't know. I would love to smell that. Well, it looks like he smells sweet. I like that. But according to Spanish sources, the sacrifice would go as the following. Remove the heart, the head, and flay the offering. Then old men called Quaqualton would put poles through the body, then would take the body to a ritualistic meeting spot. Here, members of the tribe would cook and feast upon the flesh. I mean, we didn't really have to break that down to three. I mean, it's just they fucking cut up the body, they cook it, and they take it to a dining table. Much like everybody else, which is cool. But this is pretty sweet. The art of this is pretty tight. But, I will say, the most knowledge we have of ritualistic cannibalism comes from New Guinea and Fiji. The last recorded incident of cannibalism in Fiji was in the 1860s with the death of a missionary, Reverend Thomas Baker, which recently even, an apology letter was written by Fijian cannibal descendants apologizing to Reverend Baker's descendants and gave whale teeth and returned his Bible and comb. Whale teeth, a Bible, and comb. Not a bad letter to get in the mail. Let me tell you that much. Fijians were said to eat the flesh of their enemies as an insult, which is just kind of the ultimate fuck you if you think about it. You kill somebody and then you're just like, fuck you, I'm gonna eat you as well. That's pretty fucking brutal. The process of this was often started while the victims were alive. Fijian chief Ratu Udre was said to have consumed 872 to 999 people in his lifetime. Which I just gotta say, why not just say 1,000?
That's what
I mean, like, why not just be like, it's about 1,000? Just say about 1,000. But really, the only evidence we have of this is by stones he placed on a pathway, one for every victim. His son claims that there are over 200, while a missionary counted 872 with gaps that could have made up to about 300. It's a lot of human souls to fucking eat, dude. That sounds pretty brutal. Even I don't give a what kind of ritual or whatever it is. To just eat 1,000 people over the course of your lifetime is similar. I wonder if it's like a similar thing to where it's like if you had sex with over 1,000 partners, you get to hold it over your head like that. Is it that much of a trophy? I would hope so. Ratu was a prolific eater, and from his descendants said he would eat humans and reheat the leftovers and allow nobody else to consume his human flesh. He would eat little besides human, though when he got meat like turtle or pigs, he would allow his family the leftovers. How nice, dude. I like how the delicacies there is. He's just like, oh damn, we're having turtle tonight? Fuck. All right, you guys can have the fucking toes and the cankles, dude. I'm gonna feast on this pig and turtle. Christmas only comes once a year. God damn. Which even New Guinea cannibals say that human tastes similar to pig, and man and woman taste the same, which I don't believe. I don't think they're telling the full truth there, if I'm being completely honest. I don't know if that's ignorant of me, but I'd like to think that men taste a whole the hell lot sweeter than women. That's why all my male viewers right now just know that if we're put on a desert island, I will fucking eat you. And it'll taste good. I'll be very excited about it. Cannibalism in some parts is so prevalent that they live in tree houses to keep from being killed and eaten. My God. You have to live up in the goddamn tree so you don't get eaten. Eating someone is also a form of punishment. If you steal, you're burned over a fire, and then you get eaten. Oh, isn't that nice?
Yep.
Which they also believe in a thing called kakuas, which are like demons disguised as family or friends. And if they believe that you are a kakua or a demon, they will just straight up fucking eat you. Because maybe they think that you're gonna eat them first, which was a pretty weird, it's like a Salem witch trial kind of thing. But you know what? I kind of respect it. A little bit of salt, standing in your doorway with a nice fork, salt and pepper. Goddamn kakua. Which the modern day Agori tribe are a society that practices cannibalism to this day. In India, the Agori believe that since their god lives within them, that nothing they do can be considered unclean. Uh-oh. The Agori will participate in vile acts that are considered defilement as a testament to this. And the Agori cover themselves in the cremated ashes of the dead, drink their own urine, eat rotten meat, and sleep in catacombs. They eat human flesh as well as their own feces. Poo-poo. Yucky. Unlike other tribes, they neither eat the living nor kill for their meat, but eat the meat of those brought to the cremation grounds. Ah. I think they're outside. I don't think I'm gonna answer the door this time. I'm pretty sure that this was actually
kind of presented as a cremation ground at one time.
So I think we're gonna leave the door shut, okay, Winslow?
Okay.
All right. See, I'll let him in later, I promise. For the YouTube content. And even to just bring it into a little more, I guess, modern times or a little into American culture or just, I don't know. I'm just gonna count this as a ritualistic thing, is placentophagy. Basically, white witches eating placentas. It's fucking insane how common this is. Is to consume the placenta after giving birth. Oh. God. In modern age, many women have their placenta steamed, dehydrated, and pulverized into a powder, then encapsulated and take their own placenta via pills, dude. Fucking Flintstone gummies. It's a little extra iron, right? Nope, that's just afterbirth. Generally, it's not recommended by physicians, as it could be a source of bacteria that can infect the baby via breast milk. People use it basically like to cut it up, throw it on a goddamn pizza, like pepperoni, or like mix it in with a bolognese sauce. It tastes like beef. It's pretty much what people say. The placenta that shits out your pussy tastes like beef, all right? So gross, dude. But you know, not everything is just ritualistic in nature. Sometimes people have to survive. Cannibalism for survival is a very interesting thing. The amount of people that have been put in a situation where the only means of survival is to eat other human beings. It happens. Hell, I've been in a couple of situations like that. I haven't. I don't know why I lied. Like, for instance, the Donner Party in the winter of 1846, which I feel like a lot of people have heard of the Donner Party, but if you haven't heard of it or you don't remember, let me fill you back in. The Donner Party were pioneers migrating to California from the Midwest, and they became snowbound in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. The party attempted to take a shortcut through a mountain range against all advice and were trapped in snow over 12 feet deep. God, dude. Oh, I just got to take a shortcut. Holy God, dude. 87 people to enter the Wasatch Mountains at the start of the journey, but only 38 people survived. They started with 23 ox-driven wagons, and the oxes starved and were eaten. Of all the animals sent, only 2 donkeys survived. Dude, I have 2 donkeys of my own, and I would not eat them. I would eat my wife, or I'd have my wife eat me before I gave up my goddamn donkeys. I can tell you that right now. The denial that cannibalism occurred was a common theme among many of the members of the party. It wasn't until deathbeds that living people admitted to a lot of what happened publicly, all right? A lot of people were just kind of like, they're kind of bummed out that they had to eat somebody, and it really wasn't until they were like, well, I'm already on my way out, so yeah, I fucking ate some people. What am I supposed to do, dude? They said that they boiled and ate shoe leather and ox hides. They boiled bones until they were brittle, and the remnants of the former made a gelatinous and unpalatable mess. My God. You know, people just call that bone broth now? I feel like it's just bone broth. I feel like they're pioneers for bone broth as well. Someone's at the door. All right, goddamn, I'm coming. God, every time I'm sitting there, I'm gonna have to eat. Jesus Christ. God.
Hello.
Who are you?
We are the Donner Party.
No way! Oh my God, I was just talking about you guys. What are you guys doing here?
We are lost. We're looking for California.
Oh my God, dude, you are way off. Like, you, holy shit, you have no, yeah, no, I mean, you're like, go back down the road and just keep walking, I guess. Well, dude, while I have you guys here, can you come in and tell them what human flesh tastes like? I know you guys ate a couple people. It's not a big deal. I'm not gonna judge, all right? But can you come in and tell them?
We don't know what you are talking about. We never had human flesh before.
I literally had. Do you want me to pull out? I have your exact words of what it is.
No. Don't do that. Don't.
I'm just gonna pull it up.
Don't do that, please. No.
No, I'm gonna pull it up. You said, and this I quote, flesh is not very palatable except to the starving. And human flesh, especially when dieting on relations, like your fucking like wife or your kids or something, you psychopath, it's hard to distinguish from venison. So basically you're saying, you know, that when you're starving, it tastes just like venison. Is that not what that means, right? I mean, that's gotta be what it means.
Well, if we did say that, then yes, that would be true, but we did not say that, even though I'm sure it's true. We are very cold and hungry. May we come in?
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Thank you, kind sir. Thank you.
Is that a plane falling from the sky? God! Are you guys okay?
Oh, we are fine.
Okay. What do you guys want?
Can we use your phone?
Yeah, I guess. Feel free to come on in.
School me, pardon me.
Yep, just back there.
Thank you.
That's the rugby team that ate people too. My house is full of cannibals. This is oddly convenient. Let me tell you about them. Okay. If you guys haven't heard about the rugby team, it's actually pretty fucking awesome. The Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571. They crashed in the Andes Mountains in 1972, and out of 45 passengers, only 16 people survived. Over the course of 72 days, they faced cold exposure, starvation, and fucking avalanches. Within a week, the survivors ran out of food and eventually resorted to cannibalism. They ate the pilot and the co-pilot first because they didn't know him. Which, you know, to be fair, that makes a lot of sense. I don't blame him for that at all because I would hate to eat just immediately my friend when I had plenty of options before. I'd rather at least get through all the bite size or, you know, get through all of the people where I'm like, I've never seen your face before in my life until today, so I'm sorry, but we have to eat you first. And the rest were eaten of the dying who had agreed to be consumed if they died first. Pretty fucking selfless. There's actually a great movie called, I don't know, I'll throw it just came out on Netflix recently. It was really fucking good. Very, very good, actually. Very tragic. The plane crash scene is insane. Using a piece of broken glass, the survivors cut up the dead bodies to prepare for consumption. They dried the meat from the bodies in the sun to make it easier to eat. And at first, they were so disgusted by the experience that they could only eat the skin, muscle, and fat. But in the end, they also ate hearts, lungs, and even brains. Which some of the quotes they had are pretty crazy too. I mean, hunger overcomes any religion or thought or moral thing you can think of. The stomach pain that comes from not eating anything is unbearable. And that's when we realized that everyone was simultaneously starting to arrive at the same idea. I mean, having to sit there and be like, in so much pain and so much fatigue, and everybody at the same time realizes like, oh, we're gonna have to actually eat some of these people. I feel like it'd be very hard pressed to find people that could do that. I mean, in survival, I feel like anything can happen, but to muster up the actual gall to do that to survive is pretty crazy. I know my fat ass would be like, I'm picky. I can't. Are you sure there's no Cocoa Pebbles left? Come on, guys. What the And one thing that was kind of interesting, because we've had people say that it tastes like pork, it tastes like beef, it tastes like, you know, it tastes sweet. One person said, eating human flesh doesn't taste like anything, really. Said by Carlitos Paez. Kind of crazy to say that it doesn't taste like anything. Which, to be fair, who knows? It could have been. I thought about that, and I wondered how much of that's like, you're like just mentally fucking numb from the whole experience, maybe? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you're in utter shock. There's some people who did refuse to eat. Like a woman who refused to eat died 60 days in.
She only had 12 days?
Yeah, kind of crazy. They were there for 72 days. How f***ed up is that? Not even 2 weeks later they get safe. That is insane. All because you could have eaten a cankle.
Could you imagine if she died on day 71?
Oh my god, that would be even worse. If they died on day 71, or she died on day 71, they'd be even a Catholic priest said they wouldn't go to hell if they ate the people. So at least they had some kind of religious, like, I guess get out of jail card. I mean, because that's what they're thinking is, you know, 1972, they're just like, we're gonna burn in hell. They're like, there's no way God's cool with this. And the priest is just like, good God, just cook it. Jesus says it's fine. My God.
Oh, Hunter, you're so stiff.
Who the hell are you? Hey, God, why do people keep coming to my house? God damn, dude. Fuck. Oh, God. Albert Fish. Jesus Christ. You're like the worst serial killer ever. God damn it. No more cannibals in here, okay? I know that I'm talking about cannibals, but seriously, no more cannibals, dude. Come on.
I want to read you a letter, Hunter.
Oh, God. For people that don't know, Albert Fish is one of the... No, please, let me talk. Albert Fish is like one of the grossest, most fucking depraved serial killers, cannibals, child, So I just want to say, if he's going to read this thing, I just want to say viewer discretion advised, because it gets fucking grimy.
This is to Grace's mother.
Which also, he's saying to Grace's mother. I mean, he kidnapped a young girl named Grace. It's just, I don't, go ahead.
On June 3rd, 1928, I called on you at 406 West 15th Street and brought you pot cheese and strawberries. We had lunch, and Grace sat on my lap, and I took her to an empty house in Westchester. Then I hid in the closet until she was in the room. When she began to try to I grew, and she said she would tell her mama how she did. Then so I could take her into my room. How sweet and tender.
You see what she tasted like? It feels so wrong. Oh, God.
Holy... That guy's sick.
Yeah, you know what? That was a cool letter. Thanks for sharing. Winslow, kill him.
Right.
Thank God. Good job, Winslow.
No problem.
Oh, Winslow, I don't care if this is human flesh or not. I'm hungry. People keep coming into my house. I just want to eat my dinner in peace. I don't care if it's human flesh or not. I just need to eat it, man. Oh, God, who are you?
Issei Sagawa desu.
Oh, God, Issei Sagawa. We've already done a video on you, dude. Issei Sagawa, for people that don't know, is a Japanese serial killer, ate somebody, he even made a comic. We did a whole video about it because what's crazy about this guy, for people that don't know, is never went to prison. His dad was rich lawyer guy or whatever, and he was able to just, like, go to a mental asylum instead of serving time in prison. I mean, what? Are you going to talk about how your victims taste?
彼女のお尻は甘くて美味しかった。誘惑が強すぎた。彼女のジューシーなお尻に噛みつきたかった。
You know, thank God that there's subtitles because I would not know what the hell you're saying.
ああ、これは何ですか？ちょっと食べてもいいですか？
This is my dinner. Stop.
これを解放して。この怪物。
Come on. Don't go. Come back down here. You know what? I don't even care. It's whatever. God, dude. Oh, yeah. For some of the people also who do stuff for cannibalistic, selfish reasons, right? People who derive pleasure out of the cannibalistic nature. It's not always serial killers. A good example of this is Mao Sugiyama, who had his genitals removed and served them to 5 guests that paid 160 euros a piece. That is extremely cheap. To remove your genitals and you only charge $160, we could pay more at the Gordon Ramsay restaurant in Vegas, dude. That's fucking crazy. Initially, he wanted to eat his own penis. You know, who doesn't? I look down at my little cock all the time, and I think the exact same thing. Looks like a little corn dog. Very appetizing at times. But decided to serve them up himself, using the supervision of a chef. And he tweeted an invitation for the meal for 800 euro, but decided to split the meal between 6 guests. And quote, he said, oh, God, no, come on in. Go ahead and say it yourself, dude. Jesus.
Hello. I am offering my male genitals, full penis, the scrot, as a meal for 100,000 yen. 800 euro. I am Japanese.
I like how he clarified that he's Japanese at the end. You know, you're funny, dude. I like it. You know, he's got a kind of a crazy outfit. I don't know. Which you know.
I was charged with indecent exposure for this, but...
I'm not gonna lie. The last couple guests we've had in this house have been fucking excruciating.
Would you like to see images of my scrot of the meal?
Okay, we can't show them. I'll just go ahead and tell you what the images are like. Images of the meal included scrotum, penis, and a sliced testicle, served with a garnish of a button mushroom, which is kind of funny. That's kind of cute. Little mushroom stamp, right?
Did you know I went on a month-long sex binge beforehand to make sure that I wouldn't regret it, I guess.
I feel like if you were willing to cut off your to begin with, you probably weren't getting much to begin with, dude.
Well, how wrong you were.
Which I heard from a little fairy, or I don't know if Which I heard one of your guests at the event said this. He said, the penis root was hard and rubbery, almost bending his fork. He spit out after a few chews and could only taste the red wine it was served in. You can't even taste the... That has to be insane that you didn't even get to taste the... Supposedly the scrotum was even chewier, but had no flavor. No comment was made about the 3 millimeter of pubic hair included. Oh my God. There was just a bundle of hair. Good Lord. And the testicles were hard on the outside and chewy and gluttonous on the inside, with a fishy, gamey taste. A friend accompanying him, stop trying to... You ate your own dick. Stop trying to eat my steak. Stop. God, dude. A friend accompanying him asked for a taste of the penis and later on admitted he felt bad for eating it and regretted trying it. Which the chef made some suggestions to the dish. He said the penis was tough meat that needed to be marinated in milk and sous vide cooked or gently braised. Doing so would make it spoon soft. I don't know if I'd ever eat a penis that was spoon soft. Give it to me hard, dude. The testicles needed to be cleaned, washed, and membrane removed and gently cooked to retain their soft, creamy texture. And the chef, who has probably the best quote of the day, said, quote, "What a waste of a perfectly good penis." Why? Why would you do this?
I never felt comfortable in my male physiology, so I had my genitals removed. But the surgery was so expensive that I figured I'd get back some of the money by throwing the event.
I like how he sounds like that.
My penis was 6.3 inches fully erect, by the way. So well above average.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. My God. And there's also a Reddit post here that we'll say, just to have a nice Reddit post, that was titled Taco Feed, which is fucking crazy. In 2018, a user by the name of Incredibly Shiny Shart had a foot amputated after a motorcycle wreck. His foot couldn't be salvaged, but would never be usable, so he elected to have it amputated. He kept it and made tacos out of it. Oh my God. Said he tasted like buffalo meat, chewy with low fat. Ugh. God, dude, you know what? I've lost my appetite. You know what? Just get out of here. Ugh, I don't care. I don't care if this is human flesh. I don't care if it's not. I'm not eating it. This whole thing has made me lose my appetite. Me, of all people. The fattest man. I'm tossing it. God, completely ruined my appetite. Son of a bitch, man. All right, Winslow, I'm throwing this outside, man. Hey, whoa, wait. What the hell's going on? Just have this. You don't need me. Come on, right?
It's better fresh.
Fresh is best.
No! Wait,
Oh, you're Thunder! They're gonna eat you, all right? It was nice knowing you, pal. Die! Can kill him! Got him!
So painfully upset. God, come on, man. Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? Come on and sit on down because today I'm sick. Oh, I don't know if you can hear my voice or anything, but my head is congested. We haven't done a tournament video in a while, so I wanted to do a tournament video on the most disgusting bugs. I looked down, go ahead and show a picture of my hand bit. I had to go to the ER, and I've been sick ever since then, so I'm nervous that bugs have poisoned me, and bugs are disgusting. I don't think anybody likes bugs. If you like bugs, then you're either probably hyper intelligent, or I don't know. I don't know who else would like bugs. Goth girls with big titties and tarantula terrariums are, you DM me. Don't DM me. That was a joke. That went too far. But this a goth girl with a big beautiful boobies and a tarantula reads a lot differently than Steven with a tarantula.
Or lizard people.
Or lizard people. If you breed snakes, I know a guy who breeds snakes. It's one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen. But anyways, today we are going to try to figure out what exactly is the most disgusting bug. The more I thought about it, the more vile, disgusting little creatures there are out there. And this is the list that we have. We have bed bugs, lice, rat fleas, ticks, tapeworms, German cockroaches, blister beetles, a tsetse fly, dung beetle, leeches, human itch mite, tongue-eating louse, puss caterpillar, murder hornets, kissing bugs, and bot flies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that this bracket
is Elun's will.
Pastaroni Ravioli is the drop leader. I'm gonna detach from you. I'm going down here. Never mind.
Did you just... I followed Tyler.
Oh my god, this gun can one hit? Why did you guys all die?
Because Evan did 29 damage! We need dropping in music, Evan!
What's going on, guys? Wildcat here. Today we're playing some Splitgate 2. Me, Vanos, Basically I Do Work, and Pastaroni Ravioli checking out Splitgate 2 because they just announced the Battle Royale. So we're checking out the Battle Royale. You guys know Battle Royale. You drop into the map. There's 4 different locations you can drop in. You land, loot. There's hot drops. You can get better loot if you want. Loot up, fight other teams, take their stuff. If you die, don't worry. You can respawn. Just wait a little bit. You'll come right back. Sometimes maybe the portals are turned off because there's an EMP event. There's a ton of stuff going on. It's awesome. Super, super fun. So if you guys want to check out Splitgate 2, it's completely free to play right now on PC through Steam and Epic Games Store and the Steam Deck, and there's even console crossplay on PS4, PS5, Xbox One Series X, and Xbox One Series S. And like I said, it's a whole new experience, Battle Royale. So go check it out. It's free to play. Click the link down below in the description. Thank you to Splitgate for sponsoring. So if you guys do want to check it out, click that link. And also, there's Twitch drops available right now all throughout the rest of June. If you guys have a favorite streamer, maybe it's me, maybe it's someone else, and they're streaming some Splitgate 2, you can pop in there, get yourself some drops, get some cool items in game, and check it out. There's tons of stuff going on, limited time modes, Battle Royale. Check it out. Splitgate 2. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Leave a like if you do. Click that link down below if you guys want to support my channel and check out the free to play game. Awesome. It's a ton of fun. I'd appreciate it. Thank you to Splitgate 2 for sponsoring. Let's get into the video.
Do you think if you farted in this outfit, it would like travel up to your mouth?
I think it would find a little pocket in my like lower back, hang out there. It would feel like a mouse running through your suit, though, that's for sure.
So how's this work? Has anybody played?
Yeah, I played last night. I won 3 games.
Oh, what? God.
We have to win. We gotta win at least one.
Put him up.
Don't say that. Why would you say we have to win at least one?
Damn, look at this thing. Look at this ship, man. This is it. Dude, are we flying in a hard drive or something? Oh, no, it's a Walkman.
Pasta's
It's a
in charge.
Walkman.
No, I skipped. I can't. I have decisions.
Where are we going?
I'm
Where are we going?
Evan's in charge of the drop.
Evan, drop us to the warehouse. Go straight down.
Warehouse.
Right here. I'm detaching. I don't want to be connected to this guy.
Yeah, this guy's
Hey, what? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
F to open chest. Oh, God, I gotta change that.
Oh, God.
Somebody scan. Make sure no one's here.
What the dude, your mic, Evan, Jesus.
What? What's wrong with my mic? I thought it's the best mic
worst in
ever.
the world.
You always tell me how perfect it is every
mic.
single... Yeah.
What's the difference between a green sandstorm grenade and a purple sandstorm grenade?
Well, I think I heard this joke before. What's the answer to that? I forget.
You can't stick your dick in a purple sand grenade.
What?
Right here.
Got one.
Got a guy really, really weak over there.
I'm gonna scan again. They're gonna be below.
Nice scan.
What's that guy doing?
Dead, bitch.
I got him.
Not building.
Oh, shit, I'm getting shot.
Oh.
Could you get revived in this or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are revives. 4 is to replace your armor, so if you're low on armor, do that.
Shit, pasta.
Ah, yes.
Oh, we gotta apply armor? On me.
Nice. Oh, above.
On that.